So the only thing we have to do before we get started, actually, is Dax. Could you tell the group a little bit about your character and anything that you're changing with building the character for the Swide version of Deadlands? Mostly, I'm doing that. Everyone else knows your character for the most part, but Allie has not played with you yet.
Oh,
So your character
well,
is new to her.
Or
well,
me.
hello. Hello, Allie.
Oh,
Hello,
and
Steven.
Steven. I'm sorry, both of them. Yep.
Yeah, both of y'all. Both of y'all. I was not prepared to give an introductory thing, and normally I'm not shy, but since I'm caught off guard, I'm not quite sure how to explain my character. Um, Tobias is isn't well. He won't tell you if you ask him, but you'll probably find out he is an agent. Kind of guy that specializes in talking his way into or out of a problem. Uh, kind of carries himself kind of like a con man. I'm not really. Man, I know I was better at this the last time we did it too.
You're letting us
Uh,
down. You're letting us down.
I can't do this. I can't do this tonight. I'm out. I'm out. Let's see. Um, very, very knowledgeable in the ways of the occult. Um, uh, Dang, I had a whole speech prepared the last time, and I didn't take the chance to actually read it to bring it ready for this one. He's basically a silver-tongued devil that with a badge. That's the best way to describe him.
So, in the starting moments of the story, Sassy, Jed, and Tobias are all members of the agency. And I know what you and I talked about before. We'll get to that shortly. Um, so you do have something in common. Although when Jed first went west, Tobias actually hadn't joined the agency just yet. He was a recruit that came in after Jed began his adventures that led into the events, or before he joined during the events of the flood. And all of Tobias's training was out east, and he only came out west recently, where he met the rest of the posse, and they went on the adventures that were part of the Winds of War storyline. Um,
That was the last storyline, right?
that was the last mini campaign that we played, yeah, between the two.
Go back and listen to the cast. You'll hear my much better intro.
Little plug there, Daxton.
So
Seem to please.
the three of you have responded to a letter sent by one Agent Daniel Quinn of the agency. He was the individual who actually recruited Jedediah back in the day. And Sassy's also familiar with his work. Tobias has never met the man, but Daniel is a bit of a troubleshooter and a well-known individual within the agency. And needless to say, the rest of the posse has come along. After the events of Winds of War, the group wasn't quite ready to split up, so they decided to join Tobias as he was going east, actually heading towards the city of Bismarck in the Dakotas territory, where you were supposed to meet up with Agent Daniel Quinn and Jed and Sassy, who were off on their own. And we'll get to you guys in just a second, had received the same letters and had responded to join the group of Bismarck as well. Out of curiosity, since Jed and Sassy weren't with the rest of the posse during the Winds of War, what were you two up to?
Well, it was during that time that we met each other on a mission and have been gallivanting on missions since then. Sassy likes to consider it our honeymoon.
It was a honeymoon. Maybe a bit longer than a moon.
A fortnight.
So you find yourselves in the fairly young city of Bismarck, which is, like I said, is in the territory. Technically, it's in the territory known as Minnesota, but it's really the Dakotas territory. Most of the whole area. It's not too far outside the border of what's known as the Sioux Nations. And although it's not a mining town, it does cater to the miners who are heading west into the Sioux Nation territory, specifically the Black Hills and whatnot. But as far as cities go, it's actually pretty much on the small end. Maybe just a few, saloons and whatnot. Although you'd be hard pressed to call many of them saloons, and a few other establishments. It is big enough to have its own theater, a music hall, and a dance hall. Not that kind of dance hall, but the what sort I'm thinking of, the proper type of dance hall. You know, where good couples can go and dance a jig and whatnot and have a good time. There's a few hotels around and whatnot. The rest is all supply stores, wagon makers, gun shops, different kinds of things like that. And you find your group in the only real saloon in town, which is a place called Birchmere. It's kind of a little bit of an unpleasant dive, and it has this sagging roof that hangs down in the middle, and you can hear the light tinkle of a light rain outside, which is accentuated by the rhythmic like tink, tink, tink of wood on wood as the bartender walks around behind the bar. Anyone who's been in town long enough, like yourselves who've been here for a day or so, know that the owner of the bar is although not a pirate, is a one-legged man, and he has a wooden leg, and he doesn't like to sit still. He's constantly moving about and creating the rhythmic noise that you're listening to now. There's several poker tables, about 5 or 6 or so, and there's always folks in here sitting around the tables. That's where a lot of the Birchmere's money comes in from, and your group finds yourself relaxing for the evening. This was the date on which Daniel Quinn said that he was going to meet you, and the location where he said he was going to meet you. So what are you all doing to pass the time in the Birchmere?
As is often the case with old Jedediah, he's gonna flip over his little bingo book and look around and see if he notices any of the varmints around him.
Ooh, give me a notice check.
Let's get dice out.
Right here.
Don't forget to roll your wild die with it. And any maximum results on your notice check is an ace. And you get to roll that die again and add it to your total.
Ooh, I get to roll that one. It keeps exploding, right?
Keeps exploding as long as you keep rolling your maximum.
So that is a 10 with my D4.
All right, you give the room once over, and while there's definitely some son of bitches in the room, no one that's really on your radar right now. Well, no one except for your good friend Davy, whose bounty is still out there. You do know that one is still active. I'm sorry. We realized last session that your bounties would have cleared because all of you who participated in the storyline of the Flood were thought to be dead. So all bounties went null and void.
All dead.
Yeah, you're all dead. So there are no bounties on it. So yeah, let me rephrase. Let me retcon that. You see no one of value in the room, or no one that's agency has any kind of interest in.
Are we all here or just the...
All of you. Yep, the whole posse is here together. You guys have just met today. You haven't seen some of each other. Like Jed hasn't seen the group in about... well, how long ago was your wedding, actually?
It's a good question. How much time has passed since the Flood?
It's been just over a year, maybe a year and a few weeks since the Flood.
Okay. Well, what was it like?
A year ago?
Give me a little bit of time.
Man, Sassy moves quick.
Took at least
I almost
2
lost my man. I'm gonna time up right now.
Pretty much.
It was pretty close to that. There was a little bit of dynamite involved and a chattering of teeth, and I mean, I finally said yes. So 2 weeks after the Flood.
Said it was a year and 3, so gotta be going on a year.
All right, so in that case, it's probably been about a year or so since you've seen your friends.
It's so hard to nail down the date. It's all a blur. Most of it I was screaming in pain.
I think I like her and I've barely even known her. Tell me about yourself, Sassy. Oh, you know.
She doesn't. That's why she's asking you, Sassy.
I think you've met my father. Wait, do they know him?
No.
No.
He was at the wedding.
Only saw him briefly at the wedding. No.
I
noticed that we weren't invited to the wedding.
It was sort of a quick affair. There weren't a lot of people involved.
It was a bit of a shotgun wedding, literally.
I don't own a shotgun.
So let me just toss this in there. A discussion from last time. Didn't you want Malachi to actually preside over the wedding? You can change that now if you want to. Nothing is set in stone until you guys say so.
I don't know. Did you want me to preside over the wedding?
Would he have been around? I'm pretty sure I just dragged him into the nearest chapel and said, "Get her done."
It was pretty much like that, so I'm sure Brother Malachi was nowhere to be seen, even though I was screaming his name to come save me.
Okay, yeah, that works.
You don't sound you don't sound too happy about this marriage.
Oh, he's happy just fine.
Very happy. She's a wonderful, fine young lady.
Right then.
Indeed, may the Lord bless this union.
I said I do, and I will stand by my word.
Good lad. Oh,
What's
I have
going
a
on with
nickname
you
for
guys?
her. Sassy Lassie. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
What have you
Sassy
guys
Lassie.
been doing while I've
Welcome to the team.
been gallivanting around?
Thank you.
What have you been up to? What happened since the last we saw you?
Oh, well.
Kind of mixed it up with the oh Christ, what's the name of those people?
The Waitley family.
Waitley family. Thank you.
Those ones.
Yeah, we kind of mixed it up with the Waitley family a little more than we would have liked to. That was kind of interesting. Found out that our good friend Harley didn't exactly destroy that book he was supposed to destroy. That caused a few headaches.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if I ever get a hold of him again, I'll have to thank him for that.
Do him what for? Because that's what I'm going to do.
Whatever happened to Harley?
Well, you know, I think he's trying to lay low now that word's out that he's part of the Waitley family.
Ooh.
That didn't exactly endear him.
What do we know about the Waitley family?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. Nothing good is exactly right.
If you want to make a common knowledge check, we can fill in some of those holes.
What you don't know, we can definitely fill you in on.
Actually, get to go to it again. It's 6 for you. She got a 6. I got a 2.
Okay. So Sassy is familiar. That's actually kind of surprising.
I forgot. We're supposed to roll wild dice with that too, right?
Yep, wild die with all your dice rolls except for damage.
Never mind. That was a 17 for me.
All right, which makes a lot more sense being from the agency because the Waitleys are definitely a family of troublemakers. So
For her.
when things first started getting weird in the Weird West, a particular family rose to prominence as users of dark magic and defilers of all that is good. And that's the Waitley. In very short, they're a bunch of inbred black magic using no good doers.
Oh, right. Page 57. Yes. Okay. Got it. Yeah. I remember them.
And the revelation that the group came to was that Harley, unknown to him, was actually of Waitley blood.
Ooh.
Unknown to him?
Unknown to him. So,
His long lost cousin?
no, as a matter of fact, his mother, by maiden name, was a Waitley.
Ah.
He's like Uncle Fester. He forgot about it.
Uncle
He's joined
Fester.
the family later.
Well, he had been raised, in his defense, he'd been raised away from the rest of the family. So she fell in love with a Norm back east and had a couple children. One of them showed promise, and that was Harley. So she made sure he got a copy of Hoyle's book of card games and whatnot. And the other one never really had a talent for it. And she lived happily with her normal husband for several years until one day she just kind of got bored. The family had a need to bring in some new blood, and she moved out west, and she found herself a new husband, who was Abaddon Comstock, who had a particular type of blood himself that ran with demonic powers. And Mother May married the good demon, and that's part of what the rest of the posse was dealing with during the Winds of War. It was during that encounter that Harley actually learned the origin of his mother and somewhat the origin of his great potential when it came to magic.
Nasty shite is what it was.
Must have been mind-blowing for him. How
Yeah.
did he take that news? Did he take a liking to the family?
Oh no. No. It's a big old mess is what it was.
Did he survive?
Yeah, he's
Barely.
laying low.
You'll barely survive.
Well, Brother Malachi there, you're looking good these days?
Yeah. Time hasn't exactly improved my situation.
Zzz.
What does it say? Is it a cockroach?
How is your situation? Still maintaining all your faculties there, bud?
Skitter.
As often as I can, when the good Lord allows it, and sometimes the good Lord takes a back seat.
You hear a tink, thud sound as the bartender walks over to you. He's like, "All right, you lot, order some drinks or get out."
First round's on me.
Oh, coin first, and none of that union crap in here.
Union crap. Slide him over. What? Some coinage? A dollar?
Well, are you actually carrying anything that's not U.S. mint?
I don't know. Like, aren't we? Like, where?
So you're outside of the United States territory right now.
Out of the territories?
Yep.
Ah. Well then, I probably.
So, if you look at the map here, everything that's from the Mississippi to the east is part of the from the Mason-Dixon line up is the United States, and everything south of the Mason-Dixon line is the Confederate States.
Okay, I feel like I'm not in the right Deadlands thing.
I definitely don't see you in the right Deadlands thing.
So, give me a little bit of refreshing on this history then, because I thought that the territorial rangers, like, roamed, like, even down through to Texas.
Well,
Like, Texas is a state.
do a high level out of character yet. You're not a ranger yet. You're still a member of the agency.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's right. Okay. Yes, in that case, then right now, no, I'm not carrying anything. That's what I was getting confused about, but I'm with you now.
Okay.
Davey
So-
just happens to maybe have some currency that's valid in this area. He'll pay.
As you go to hand over the bills to him, the bartender smiles and takes them from you. When suddenly there's a rushing sound, and it feels like a tornado almost hits the side of the building, and this wave rolls across the entire establishment, knocking everyone out of their seats and pushing everyone to the ground. The cards on the poker tables go scattered all over the place. The poor one-legged bartender gets knocked down, and the money that's in his hands goes flying all over the place. And dust starts rattling down from the top, and you hear this creaking sound because the roof that was sagging in kind of creaks a bit, but then slowly pulls back up into place without actually falling down on anyone. And
Like, do we see a cause of this?
no, you have no idea what's caused this. Everyone's, the poker players, the people who are at the bar, the bartender, they're all looking around as confused as all hell. They have no idea what just happened.
I hear the
And
beans
it
in this
just
place are really
came and
strong.
went.
I'm sorry, I heard two questions.
ahead.
It just came and went. Like it's not continuing, or
Yeah, it just rolled right through you. It was like a wave of motion that just tore right through and knocked all of you down.
Like a storm or something ran
Yeah,
through?
it felt like a wind blast from a tornado just rolled right through the building. So what are you guys doing next?
I'll kind of run outside and see if I can see, like, is the sky black? Is the sky dark? Is there a storm? Can I see a storm rolling through, or what does it look like outside?
So you remember it was raining lightly when you went in. When you run outside, the sky is completely clear, but you look off to the west and you see what looks like a rolling, like it almost looks like waves, but it's not water. It's like waves of air, like a concussion just shooting out far off to the west. And in beyond the wave, you can see where the rain clouds and whatnot. But as the wave goes through them, the clouds disappear and appear more like this. Even more startling, you notice it wasn't just the building you're in. The entire town has been woken up by this event. People all are coming out of all the buildings. That they're all looking around. Everyone in the whole area has been hit by this thing, and they're all looking around, wondering what the hell's going on.
And it kind of traveled east to west.
It traveled east to west. You as you're looking around.
I'm out there, by the way, also.
I'll follow.
Like, I was up and looking with him.
You're all looking around, and suddenly this man who you had not noticed before when you were looking around, Jed, this man in this, think Colonel Sanders, bright white suit, he's got the mustache and the beard and everything. He comes walking out of, the Birchmere where you just were, and he looks really, really familiar. You're fairly certain you've seen this man before, and he walks out to the street looking around, and he looks somewhere far off to the east, and he's like,
Like a box of chicken?
yeah, oh yeah. He looks to the east. He's like, God damn it! I spent too much time paying attention to you and Harley in that goddamn book. I wasn't paying attention elsewhere. That's it. No more time spells. I've had it. I need to go clean up this mess and see what the hell Morgana was doing. And with a pop, he suddenly
Kronos?
disappears. Yeah, in that last second, as he disappears, you do recognize him. You realize it was Kronos who was standing right next to you, and he has
Colonel
disappeared.
Kronos.
oh, the bleeding hell is Kronos.
Oh, we're very familiar with Kronos.
Yeah, I don't remember him. Was he somebody from the last one?
He was somebody from the first campaign. So after you guys took a jaunt through time and changed things, Kronos, the god of time, showed up
Yeah.
and said, no more. You will no longer get to play with the timeline. This will not happen again. And removed the time travel spells from Harley's book.
Yeah.
Remember that?
You don't remember that?
Oh.
Yeah, it was a really big.
So that thing that just rolled through was something to do with time travel then?
What it seems like is that he was paying too much attention to us and all the wilings that we've been doing, and didn't realize that there's other wily people out there, or things, or something, and they just set some sort of time thing off, is what I'm supposing.
As he disappears, maybe 30 seconds or so later, I need all of you to make an intelligence check.
Oh, well, shit.
Is that smart?
Smarts, I'm sorry, yes, smarts.
you go.
Dice would be good.
You get
And what is the wild die?
So the way it
D6.
works,
D6.
good question. So yeah, you have a wild die that's always a D6. So you pick up whatever die, like you're pretty smart. So yours is either a D10 or a D12. You roll both dice. All right. So then you look at both of them. So if you roll higher on your ability die, you can take that one. If you roll higher on your wild die, you can take that one. You do not add them together. You keep them as separate dice.
Okay. I got a 5.
Adding anything to this, or just a straight smarts roll?
Just a straight smarts check.
just about everything in this is just a straight roll, unless you have like a special edge or something that adds to it.
I didn't know if this was like a common knowledge check or.
No. This is a straight smarts check.
So you maxed on both of them, so you roll them both again. Because every
I got a 5.
God, we need dice for
Both
this.
means you keep
All right,
rolling.
5 is a success. Remember, your target number is 4. So,
I got a 6.
okay, success.
9 for Sassy and a 9 for me.
Does that
Okay.
explode? Do I get to roll that again?
Oh yeah, if you rolled your maximum, it explodes. You get to roll again.
Wow.
So if anyone rolls an 8 or higher, let me know because you got a raise.
Well, it's 17.
Okay, so you got several raises.
Mine exploded twice.
Tobias, how'd you do?
5.
I know you're still working on your character, so just go with
No.
what you got.
Actually, I think I'm ready. Did
Okay.
you want to look at it or anything?
No. We'll look at it after the game.
Okay. Yeah, I only swapped one skill that I. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay. So what'd you
But
roll in
yes.
your smarts check?
5.
Okay, so everyone succeeded. Suddenly, almost like the physical wave that had rolled to the town, a wave of memories slam into your heads. Just the group of you, as you're glancing around in pain, as these almost like this data is being loaded into your mind. You're looking around, and no one else seems to be reacting the same way. And suddenly, your brain is filled with these memories of a different timeline that existed alternate to the one that you guys lived through. This timeline. Vague recollections of the Civil War actually going longer than it did before. The Union actually won the war and recombined the two nations. The territory of Utah actually becoming a nation unto itself, calling itself Deseret, and all sorts of other social changes. More dramatically, actually, there's physical changes as well. You see there, as you're looking at Jed, he's got his agency badge. He always has it, tucked under his jacket. It kind of dissolves and disappears, and you see a Texas Ranger badge appear in its place. And you feel a shift in all of you. You still have your old memories from the flood and the winds of war, the way it played out, but then layered on top of it in this confusing array, you have a whole different set of memories of this different version of the story of what happened.
Someone go find Harley. He's messing with time again, and I don't want. He's
So-
messing with time again.
So now I feel internally self-conflicted, having been an agent and now a ranger.
Yep.
What the hell is that?
It's awfully shiny, isn't it?
That's not supposed to be there.
Once a ranger, always a ranger.
None of that crap.
That's what I feel like saying. It's a little odd.
I don't think this is right.
Do I feel like a time when I wasn't dead, or is it not that far back?
No, you definitely remember in this new timeline similar events to what happened before. You did die. You did come back as Harrowed. It's just everything's a little bit different. Like, for some reason in the original timeline, you remember like you could call on miracles willy nilly, but now you feel more restricted in what you can do. The powers of faith you can call on. Evan has a whole different array of gizmos attached to her side now that she didn't have before, and she's missing some of the ones that she did have before. Davy, much to his delight, has his original guns, the ones that were destroyed during the Winds of War.
You said Jed or Davy?
I'm sorry, Davy.
Davy.
Davy has his original weapons.
Yeah, you notice that Jed's 2 pistols that he used to shoot from all the time, kapow kapow, is now being replaced with just a shotgun and a rifle.
Yeah, as you're looking at each other, I mean, you all know each other, but there's differences in every single one of you. Like little scars here and there have changed, they've moved or just disappeared, or there's new scars where there were none before.
Wait.
Were you looking for a circumcision scar? Sorry.
Your marriage vow.
Maybe that was not the best joke.
I was checking to see if the marriage vow was still there. It is.
Yeah, you're still branded.
Not too deeply.
As you're standing there in confusion, Agent Daniel Quinn comes walking up to you, and he's looking at all of you, and he's like, "What in the... I don't know what kind of storm that was. That was a hell of a wind that just blew through here. Glad you all could join me. Let's go inside. I'll buy you all some drinks, and we'll get some drinks in the back room, and I'll tell you why I've asked you to join us here." He reaches a hand out to Jed, and he's like, "Oh, we've never met. My name's Daniel. I'm sorry. It's been a while since we spoke. Daniel Quinn. I'm glad the Rangers were able to send one of their men to join us for this one."
Pleased to meet you. Although you do have a face of one who looks familiar.
Well, maybe Sassy or Tobias told you about me.
But
I
you
do
don't
get-
recognize me.
Well, we met a long time ago. Remember when I got you guys together to go out to handle the flood? But I ain't seen you in 2 years or so.
Huh. Interesting.
Did good work then. It was nice to have a ranger along for the ride, and I'm happy to have the ranger back again because I think we're going to need your skills.
Well, I will be happy to oblige. I kind of mouthed that to the rest of them.
For those watching the stream who can't see them on Zoom, they're mouthing. They have no idea what's going on, and the others are flummoxed as well.
I will follow
Daniel
him in.
Quinn leads the way, and he walks back into the bar, and nods to the bartender and takes you to a back room. A minute or so later, the bartender comes in and sets out several pitchers of beer, and then looks around and says, "Anything to eat?"
Not that hungry right now. Although, I wouldn't mind a stiffer drink. What you got back there?
I'll bring you some whiskey. And he disappears out the front. Daniel Quinn sits down, and he pulls out, you remember from years ago when you met him, he had this journal with all these like newspaper clippings and all this stuff pulled, sticking out the edges of it. He takes his journal that you remember, and he sets it down on the table, and he kind of puts his hand on it, and takes a deep breath, and he's like, "I appreciate all of you joining us today. See, we're having some trouble out in the city of Deadwood, and we're also having some trouble here in Bismarck." And he looks around and he's like, "We're missing someone. They ain't found your Paul yet, Sassy?"
Oh, he's not feeling well. He'll be around. Don't worry about him.
Might be because of her.
Oh, hush.
All right, all the better then. So I'm making arrangements for you all to go to Deadwood. United States soldiers have made their way out there. They're having problems with some of the Sioux, and the Treaty of Deadwood that established the town there. And we're looking to send a few special characters like yourselves in to try and take care of things. Things are really getting out of control. Some miners have started disappearing. We've also heard some rumors that Kang is out there setting up a secret operation, and he's starting to take Ghost Rock out of the area, which is, of course, a violation of the treaty with the Sioux, and that's the last thing the United States would like.
More miners disappearing.
Yeah, which is why I was happy. I brought Sassy in to help us out with this, especially her paw. being such an old timer like himself. I imagine he probably knows a few of the folks out there. I hear he worked the area for a while.
Sounds about right.
I'm sure.
Like I said, I'll be providing you a dossier in the next few days to brief you on what we know and what's going on out there, and some contacts in the town of Deadwood. But in the short term, a strange matter came up this morning, and I thought maybe I'd have you all look into it. See, there's this postmaster who's been serving the town of Bismarck for quite a few years now, 10, 11 years, something like that. Old man Milford Atkinson, and the old timer went missing not too long ago, which wouldn't be such a big deal. People go missing every now and then. He was getting up in the years, so maybe he finally decided to retire. The problem is that he was in the middle of a delivery when he disappeared, and several items. He kind of looks around a bit. Several items that belonged to the agency were in his possession when he disappeared. Now, if he's chosen to go into retirement, that, like I said, that's fine. But we would like those items retrieved, and the rest of the mail, of course. You know, messing with the Federal Mail Service is a federal crime, after all. He probably just lost track of it. It's probably sitting with him. But ain't no one seen him in 10 days, and we can't find him no matter where we look. So I was hoping maybe the 6 of you could take a look at this.
Do you happen to know where he was last seen?
He was last seen when he picked up the mail at the local post office, and he set out for his delivery. But he never made it. Any of the parcels never made it to the agency office here, and none of the letters or packages he was distributing ever made it to the people of Bismarck. Few folks reported they saw him walking around the streets, but not much long after he picked up from the post office.
What was his name again?
Milford Atkinson.
Milford Atkinson?
Atkinson. I keep saying it funny.
Atkinson.
Milford Atkinson. Or Atchison. There we go. Well, that'd be a little bit easier. Atchison. I mean, Milford's an interesting character. He's always been a bit of a Renaissance man. He enjoyed the theater. He enjoyed, dancing and singing. He played a few instruments himself, and I mean, town folks always thought he was a bit odd, like the rest of his family, but he was a good folk. Never missed a mail delivery in all his 10 years working as a postmaster.
You said his family was a bit odd?
Oh, yeah. They live north of town, at least half a day or so out. Always kept to themselves. Never. Each of them used to have shops and whatnot in the local area. One of them was a blacksmith, another one was a tanner. But slowly the family just kind of receded back to their family farm, and ain't been much of him seen ever since.
Where was he delivering to again?
To here, the people of Bismarck.
Just around town.
Just around town. Yeah, he'd pick up the incoming shipments and letters and whatnot from the post office. He was the local delivery guy.
So he went to go get the mail and bring it back to Bismarck.
No. He went to the Bismarck post office, picked up the mail, went to run his routes, and then just disappeared.
So he disappeared somewhere here in Bismarck.
Yep.
Yeah, and didn't deliver any of his stuff. So he picked up the mail and disappeared.
How big is Bismarck?
It's a decent sized.
Do you have a list of the deliveries he's supposed to make?
No, not particularly. I mean, I don't know that the post office keeps a list of that. I do know there's 3 parcels for the agency, though. That's what I'm most interested in.
Okay, I'm confused. I must have misunderstood. I got the impression we were in like a small little, like one street,
No.
old west town. We're in a big city.
Oh, it's not a big city. It is a town, but it's not. It's maybe 3 or 4 streets.
Okay.
So delivery may have taken 3 or 4 hours at most.
How do you get lost in a 3-street town?
No one said he got lost. He could have been kidnapped. He could have had some
Jumped.
other craziness happen.
Got distracted.
Could have been killed and is just in a barrel next to that house over there.
I mean, it'd take like an hour to search the whole town.
Could be. We can get it done.
Well, 3 hours to run the whole route, so.
You see why we're having such a problem there, Brother Malachi. Agents went out looking for him, and we couldn't find him in the town, nor any evidence. We need someone, but the agents working for me here, they're kind of greenhorns. We need someone with a little more experience to go looking for him.
Rookies.
Maybe you guys can, especially someone with Davy's kind of skills. Maybe someone with more expertise can uncover something that we're missing.
Probably more of a job for the Rangers. I understand.
Anyway, I figured even though it's a small matter, it'd be a good job for you guys to get warmed up. It'll take me a few days to get everything together for the trip to Deadwood, so I figured you guys wouldn't mind taking care of this. Of course, the mayor has offered you a small sum, $100 a piece, if you could find and return the mail and make sure that Old Man Atchison is okay.
I think we might be able to oblige this minor request.
Could you give us the list of the items for the agency that went missing?
Yes, I'd be most intrigued to know these items myself.
You don't need to know nothing.
You don't need to know what was missing. He said, you know the markings, the symbols of the agency are on, and he kind of looks at you and says, you can hear him saying, the special symbols of the agency are marking the packages. Ain't no one else would notice anything strange about them.
Could you happen to tell us where they were supposed to be delivered?
Oh yeah, we have a I know you haven't been there yet, but we have an agency office here in the city of Bismarck.
Right.
Agency sees a lot of potential in this town. There's a lot of booming going on here with the mining and whatnot, and in the proximity to Sioux Nations. So we set up an office here not too long ago.
All right.
No chance he would tell me.
No, if you send the same line of inquiry, he gives you the same answer.
Level 7 security clearance.
I kind of nudge Sassy. So much for your rank.
You best hush up. Has he delivered our drinks yet?
Yeah, so there was the beer that was already there for you, and then he comes back with a couple of bodies of whiskey and spreads out 7 small dirty glasses on the table and leaves the bottles of whiskey behind and then disappears.
Smart man.
I'm gonna shoot mine and then take Jed's and shoot his. And...
I was gonna do the same thing.
What's that?
That.
You actually notice that Brother Malachi reaches into his duster and pulls out a small little flask and unscrews it and takes the whiskey bottle and kind of refills the flask, screws the top back on and puts it back in his duster, then pours himself a glass there at the table and starts drinking that.
I drink my whiskey before Sassy can drink it. Seeing how she's drinking everyone's, I quickly grab mine and
I wouldn't take what wasn't already mine.
It's just a competition. She likes to think that she's got an edge on me.
She doesn't say nothing.
Which is actually something that, as you'll recall, is something new for Brother Malachi. He never used to touch alcohol,
The
as you
spirits.
recall.
To touch spirits in a different way.
He seems to be drinking it pretty easily now.
Brother Malachi, it's an interesting habit you've picked up there. Can't say I disapprove.
Well, some of the things I've been through, this habit's gotten a lot easier than it should be.
Well, and you kind of see Jed turn to protect the bottle as he pours his own shot and says, "To new beginnings there," and shoots it before Sass gets a chance to grab it.
Yeah, would seem your missus takes a shine to the bottle herself.
Been a strange day.
strange is one way to put it.
I'll drink to that.
What's the light looking out? I'd like to maybe get moving on some investigation of this postmaster.
It's still early in the day. Agent Quinn nods and says, I'm glad to see you're motivated. Meet me in 2 days at the agency office, and then I should have, like I said, I should have all the arrangements made by then, and you guys will make your way to Deadwood. Good luck. I hope you find Mr. Atchison.
One last question before you go. Your little greeny agents that you said you had roaming around, did anyone visit his family?
No, we hadn't sent anyone out there yet. Given their reputation for being very odd, I didn't have time to go out myself, and I didn't want to send anyone new out on their own. Feel free to check them out and go speak with them, though.
Understood. Thank you for your time.
Have a good day, folks.
So it's early? Are we heading out?
It is
there
still
now?
early in the day. Yep.
Yeah, it's still early today.
And I said half a day, but
I see
actually,
the
their
check
family
in.
farm is just a few hours away by foot. Less than that by horse.
We've got horses.
Yep.
I get to bring out Betsy.
How is old
Hello,
Betsy? Still working the kinks out of that one?
Oh no, old Betsy works just fine now.
I think I'll take.
As long as you don't pour any sort of liquids on her, she'll be fine.
I think I'll
Like
take a stagecoach left.
What'd you say, Malachi?
Like rain?
Is it raining?
No, but a
Guys,
horse
it's clear.
that can't be out in the rain ain't much good.
Listen here, lad. I don't want none of your sass. Okay? You save the sass for Sassy Lassie. Got it?
I'm going to hire a stagecoach.
We'll just hire a stagecoach.
I don't like any of yous. Why am I here?
Man, she was just starting to like Tobias, too.
I was.
I'm still like to buy.
All right, so you've got this little investigation that Agent Quinn would like you to work out. Where would you guys like to start with that?
I think we should start with the family.
Agreed.
Heading straight to the Atchison farm?
It's always the family.
It's always the bad.
Think about it. If he's carrying things, he's going to want to lay low.
You think he disappeared voluntarily as opposed to being
Involuntarily?
involuntary?
It pays to be cautious, love.
Think maybe he got wind of one of the packages he was supposed to deliver and decided it might have been more advantageous to keep it as opposed to deliver it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why he decided to do it. All that matters is if he felt safe, it's the first place he'd go.
Well, but
Going home to the family's a rookie move.
he disappeared voluntarily. If he was kidnapped, if somebody wanted the packages that he was delivering and clubbed him over the head for it, he wouldn't go home.
I see your point. I see. I'm doing it again. I'm adopting her accent, and I don't want that.
So,
Tobias does not have her accent.
I mean, not that they might know, but I would say if we went to the post office to see what he was supposed to deliver, we can find out what his route, what packages he was supposed to be delivering, where he should have been going, and then we could follow the route that he was supposed to go on and find out if he delivered any of it or if he just totally disappeared. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if he had 5 stops and he delivered the first 2 and then stop 3 says, no, he never showed up, we know he disappeared between stop 2 and stop 3.
I thought that's what they said, though, is that nobody got any of their mail, no one got any of their packages. So it's like he never even got started.
So it's like he never even started.
Right. That's the impression that I got.
Is that correct, Mike?
Yep. That's what I said.
So in that case, maybe he just decided not to deliver it all and take it all home or something.
Well, if he wasn't accosted before he got started, he just went home. Maybe he didn't make it that far.
All right.
They searched the place for 3 hours and didn't find him.
Farms as good a place as any, I suppose. Matt, you need to change your background, dude. Your head keeps disappearing into Baby Yoda. It looks like Baby Yoda's head on your shoulders.
It does, yeah. Either that or Baby Yoda's eating you like the frog.
It was kind of the point. And just sit up closer.
See my little Baby Yoda eating the frog?
Yeah. Oh.
I hope. I don't know. No, I won't say it.
For those of you that can see the zoom. That's not coming out.
It's not blending in, yeah.
All right, so the posse rallies up. You go out. You get your horses. Evan pulls her little containerized thing on her side. When she hits a button, it expands out and becomes her horse. And you guys set out. By horseback, it takes you no more than an hour and a half. It's actually pretty easy rolling. About an hour or so outside of town, the land starts to get rough, and you feel like you're traveling down game paths more than any kind of road. But there's only one, as far as you know, there's only one homestead out this direction, and that's the Atchison place. So you're able to follow the most regularly trodden of those paths as you head north. About an hour and a half in, you can start to hear the tinkle of water through a stream up ahead of you. And come past a large set of brush, and you see a kind of a makeshift long wooden plank, set of planks and whatnot, laid across two long tree trunks across this slowly rolling stream going by. The stream is cut deep into the muddy ground and created a bit of a gullet there, or gully, not gullet, gully. That's about maybe 10, 11 foot deep. And then you see the path start to wind around more going up further into the woods. I had you on the wrong screen originally. So actually, let me move you guys to this one now.
Folks been missing for 10 days. Got no reason to suspect there's going to be tracks or anything to find.
All depends on where you know and how you know how to look.
Yeah. I'm not that green.
All right, so you guys are coming from the south. All right, let me copy the horses. The horses can be controlled by everyone. Oops, gotta fix these token permissions real quick, so you guys can move your own tokens.
I'm gonna take a quick bio. I'll be right back.
Okay. And there should be 5 normal horses. All right, so guys, go ahead and position yourselves, the horses along the road, wherever you guys think they'd be, and place yourselves on your horses.
Actually, I'm going to get down here, take a quick peek, see if I can't tell. Using my survival skills, see if I can't tell in the last time a wagon or a horse came through here.
Davey will do the same.
All right, so you guys are doing some tracking skills, which is under survival now. So go ahead and give me that survival check.
That sounds like something I'd be doing too.
Davey
Alright.
got a 10.
You are going to be -4 to this check due to time. So
I got a
Dave,
0 then.
you got a 0. Davey got a 6. What did Tobias get?
Tobias closed out his character sheet like a noob. So I just rolled 2d6 and I got a 4.
Okay, so you ended up with a 0. Did you already take off the -4? Or is that after the -4?
No, that's -4. I'm at 0.
Okay. So yeah, it's like I said, it's been a while. It's been 10 days since Mr. Atchison had been seen. Tobias and Jed aren't picking up anything, but the bounty hunter of the group, the more skilled of the hunters, actually does find some faint footsteps heading back towards the house, and you can definitely tell that Atkinson came back this way, and by the way the ball of his foot was placed, or you can tell someone came back this way, but you can tell by the depth of the ball of the foot and the track, even with the degradation over 10 days, it looks like they were carrying a heavy load.
Somebody definitely came by through here, and they were packing something along. Struggling a little bit to walk, so whatever he was carrying was heavy.
Interesting.
I look at the guy whose name I can't remember. That guy.
Which guy?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Matt. Matt, you're playing Davey, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You said it was a rookie move. Looks like a rookie come home.
Yeah. They always make this move though. It's so predictable.
Well, then it's a good thing we're not dealing with a professional.
Where exactly are we right now?
So you've come up upon a creek, and there's this rickety old bridge, and you stopped off to the bridge to check for tracks. And Davey's pretty certain that he's found tracks of someone carrying a heavy load heading across the bridge. And you do know the Atchison place should be north of you just a bit.
Did you find him on the other side of the bridge too?
No one's gone across the bridge yet.
Well, so
I'll go across the bridge.
Wait, real quick. We think that their house is on the other side, like we're close to their house?
Yeah, you imagine that, because this is the only trail up this way, except for some smaller game trail. So, you see the ruts in the road from, years, of wagon use coming up towards the house. So you're fairly certain you're not too far from the house.
Like not too far, as in we might want to.
You don't know. You don't know exactly because you've never been there.
Okay.
You just know it's somewhere up ahead.
I don't want to hitch up my horse just yet. In other words.
Yeah.
All right.
Tobias is going to take a moment, kind of look around, make sure that there's nothing, no ambush points. We don't want to get, if we're coming up on someone's house and he knows that people are going to come looking for him, he might get antsy.
Okay.
Especially if it's a whole bunch of family.
All right. So before we do anything else, I'm going to have you do a notice check, but I completely forgot. I need to deal your bennies to you.
Mm.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you tonight. So I'm giving all of you. So Tobias.
2 bennies for Tobias.
2. So as soon as you get one, drop one off.
Understood.
Actually no, I'll do it this way.
Hold on. Why do you get one less penny?
Because I have bad dreams.
Okay, I was gonna say they changed that in the new Suede rules. The bad dreams is now a hindrance called night terrors, and instead of giving you one less penny, you get a -1 to spirit rolls. They changed it.
Well, then give me my benny.
I used to have the same hindrance. They changed the hindrance in Suede.
Yeah, they actually changed it back to what it was in classic Deadlands. They called it night terrors.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah,
Okay.
-1 to spirit rolls, man. It hurts.
So no one has any conviction yet. You do have the Benny rolls. If you do need a refresher on what Benny's does, if you go to rules reference, I thought I had the Benny's in there. I don't have Benny's in there. It's in the core book.
Same now? That's right. There's no. Oh,
Yeah, they're all the same now. There's Benny's and then there's conviction, and conviction works a little bit different. It can only be used for one thing. A very important thing, but one thing.
Survival.
All right. Now, I did pause you a little bit, so have Tobias go ahead and give me a notice check.
Notice. Now that my computer caught up with me.
How deep is this creek bed?
It's about 9-10 feet deep.
All right.
That's how much we needed to go down.
Is it running pretty fast? rapid or
No, it's
pretty stagnant?
it's slow moving, so it's probably been here for quite some time, as deep as it's cut into the ground.
By the river.
I have a 7.
All right. As you get closer to the bridge and you're looking around to make sure there's no ambush or anything, you actually see a body laying on the ground. Right there.
All right. Oh, where? Can you do it again?
Yes, right there.
All right. Jump off my horse and go running up to it.
It's kind of half. As you go running up to it, you have to drop down into the gully to get close to it, and it's been here for quite some time. You can see its legs and its part of its torso are embedded pretty deep down in the mud, and it's got moss and whatnot growing all over it, and it's been here long enough that the stink of the dead is nowhere on this thing at all.
What you got over there, Tobias?
Huh. Come look. Someone left us a special post delivery.
Well, shoot. He doesn't look like he's fresh. How long you reckon he's been here, old brother Malachi?
Yes, Brother Malachi. Why don't you tell us how long you think this one's been dead?
He ain't been dead as long as I have.
Yeah?
Would you say that is a what kind of roll would you say it is? Like a smarts roll or a spirit roll to see how long he's been dead?
That's a good question. Let me take. I'm looking at.
Thing.
I've got my skills section pulled out here, so I can learn the new skills properly. It's going to be a healing check. Forensics is part of healing. Even rudimentary forensics like you'd have in the Weird West.
What about
Get my feet. Stop stealing my whiskey.
Not
I'm feeling good from my head to my toes.
So to examine it, Brother Malachi has to get down in the gully as well.
I'm kind of standing up. I'm not going into the gully. I'm standing up, looking down on it. I'm not getting that close.
I look at everybody else and I say, "These are my good shoes."
So help me out here, Mike. How does my relationship with the Manitou work? Can I talk to it whenever I want to, or does it just kind of show up and take over when it feels like?
To your Manitou?
Yeah.
All of the above. You can try and talk to it if you want to. That's tempting fate a bit, though.
Yeah.
Do you have the healing skill?
Yes, I do.
Did you make your healing check first?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have the healing skill. I have the healing power.
Oh, okay. So Brother Malachi would have no way of knowing through forensics how long he's been dead. Okay, so going back to your questions.
You can still do an unskilled check, though, right?
Yeah, you can always do an unskilled check, yeah.
Just -2. So
Yeah.
it's still like a D4, D6 roll -2.
To both of them, yeah.
I'm thinking, though, I might see if the Manitou knows anything about this guy and how long he's been dead.
You got it. 3. -2.
What's a success?
Usually a 4, but he'd be able to tell you. We both rolled 3s with the -2.
Okay. Yeah, the two of you are not sure at all
Okay.
how long this body's been here. I'm looking because I don't know that anyone's ever tried to talk to their Manitou before, and I gotta look at the new rules.
Well, I mean, if he and I are going to share this body, I might as well get to know him. He might as well be helpful. He might as well earn his keep.
If he takes over your body, I might have to put another hole in your cheek there.
Yeah, I already got plenty of those. One more ain't gonna hurt.
All right. Well, what do you get? So you can communicate with the Manitou. It sees and hears and knows everything that you know. So it's paying attention.
Okay.
It'll be truthful.
What's that?
Yeah, it does.
There's no guarantee it's gonna tell me the truth, but I'll just kind of, in my mind, I'll just kind of ask it. I'll be like, "What do you know about this? What do you know about this poor feller? How do you
Like, do we look at you and do your eyes like roll back in your head or anything?
So what's your trapping for when you talk to the Manitou?
So actually, probably not much. I mean, I talk to it kind of telepathically. I just kind of think it and try to talk to it and see if it responds back to me. I try to just stand there and look like nothing's going on. Like, I don't want other people to know that I'm talking to a demon spirit.
All right, so the Manitou is quiet for a little bit, and then you hear its greasy voice comes back to you. He's like, oh, "I didn't do it."
It wasn't me.
Didn't say you did, just wanted to know if the spirit of this poor fellow is hanging around somewhere and could tell you how he died.
Did it match? Does his visage match the description of the guy we're hunting at all?
I was gonna say I'm gonna jump down there and search him a little bit and see if there's anything on him, like Sass was saying.
Okay. The Manitou's response to Brother Malachi actually is he kind of chuckles a little bit and then goes quiet.
We don't.
That chuckle basically means like I'm gonna help you.
I kind of look at the rest of the party. I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know how he died.
So Tobias and Jed, since you're searching them a little closer, give me a notice check. And to answer Sassy's question, no. Whoever this poor fellow was because they kept describing Milford as an old timer or whatnot. Whoever this was died very young. It's a young man.
We got a 5 notice.
It would
got-
take much longer than 10 days for the moss and for him to get half buried in the creek.
Also
Yeah,
a good
but
point.
the fact that he's down there, he's half sticking out of the mud, and someone came through here about 10 days ago that should have seen him. But 9s.
Okay. Tobias only notices as you're checking things over, about 3-4 feet away from the body, or more like 2-3 feet away from the body, mostly buried in the mud and kind of hidden by some of the brush. You actually see what looks like a telegraph machine.
A telegraph machine?
Yep. Yeah. So the first part of it, and then not too far from that, you see the box that it actually hooks up to. So the device that they like tap on to create the Morse code, and then it actually there's some wires running through the mud to it to a box that's mostly buried in the mud.
I start get some ropes. Let's pull this little bastard out of the mud. And I'm gonna start messing around with the box.
Whoa, what you got there?
Actually, I point over at Evan. Say, "Come here, love."
Oh, I thought I was on mute.
Yes, I'm trying to include you.
See, thank you. Don't call me love. It's a weird one. Don't call me love.
Call everybody else.
I don't call anybody love. You're lad, lass, mate. Nobody's love.
Sure, love.
It's weird.
Either way, come on down here, sweetie. We gotta get this guy.
Don't call me that neither.
You're not next to me. You can't smack me.
I was right next to you. And
My name is Evan. That's my name.
Spiritual.
That's what you call me.
Evan, love, will you just look at the box, please?
Come on, hun. Just get down here.
Right.
time, and I will drown you in
The
that river.
books. Oh, it's a telegraph.
I don't mean anything by it. It's just what you call a lass.
Yeah, that's what you said.
What's a telegraph? What am I looking at it for?
You think you can get it work?
Maybe.
This looks like someone might have been spying on them, sending messages, and then he got
Air steel?
for it.
Um,
I'm just gonna voice a concern out loud real quick. This guy's young. He's been buried here for a long time. Weird telegraph machine. And we got visited by a time-traveling god. He was mad about something.
Is there an obvious cause of death?
So if you want to examine him, you have to get down there close enough to see him, and give me a medicine check. So you're gonna go down there and check out the telegraph machine, Evan?
Yes.
Okay, so Evan jumps down in the gully, and give me a repair check, like you said. Ooh,
I'm gonna climb back
hold on,
out.
can't hear you. Pulled my headset out. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can hear you now.
I'm gonna climb back out and just keep a watch while they're examining down there.
Okay.
I get a wild die, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. You just so everyone knows, because I know we're adjusting to actually using the real dice. You always get a wild die unless you're making a damage roll. That's the only time you don't get it.
Make a who roll?
A damage roll. Like say you shoot someone.
Damage.
Yeah. So leave the wild die out of the damage. The rest of the time you always get to roll it. So pick your favorite d6 for your wild die.
So I rolled an 8 on my d8, so I get to roll it again, right?
You do.
Explosion.
And that's a 5.
So 13. So that's a success with 2 raises. So you take a quick look at the telegraph machine, and you realize it's live. It's actually functioning right now. Everything is hooked up, and there's electricity to it. And you actually find a wire going down into the mud, and you kind of start moving the mud away from it. And you realize the wire goes under the creek, and looks like it's heading off to the north. Right in that moment, you hear the corpse look at you and say, "Get your damn hands off my telegraph!" And it kind of sits up in the mud, and you hear this regurgitation sound, and it spits this green mucus at Evan.
I'm so glad I called her over.
Just trying to get you involved.
Welcome to the party.
You'll pay for that with mud.
I said I climbed up, but I didn't actually move my token.
So yeah, just Tobias and Evan are down there right now.
Yeah.
Where am I?
I kind of
Sassy's right here.
It's like wherever you put yourself.
That's Sassy until we get you a proper token.
Yeah.
Shoot that.
I don't know.
Last time I checked, Sassy was in slapping range.
This one? Oh, that.
True.
Oh, she looks like a little, like, Indian or something.
a minor.
With an ER, minor.
Ah!
Oh, I thought that was Sassy. I was like, that's not cool.
No, that's not Sassy. So he spits. Now Evan, because he gave himself away with the, by telling you to get away from the telegraph, you're looking right at him when he goes to regurgitate it, and you throw yourself into the creek, and that bile and whatnot just goes flying across over your shoulder. When it hits the grass and the moss along the edge of the bank there, you hear this popping and sizzling sound as the bile starts to eat away into everything, and then part of it gets caught by the creek, and you see the bile start to get pulled down away, and it actually starts boiling the water a bit as it goes. All right,
I'm blowing this thing up.
But you're next to it.
Do
Save
I
the
look like I
telegraph.
care?
Save the telegraph. Save the telegraph.
Is this as if I'm stupid enough to blow up a piece of machinery?
I really want to believe
Hold on
it's a
for
magic
that,
telegraph. I want to believe it's a magic telegraph.
In a magic telegraph, you don't know. Sorry, since I didn't have your token set up in advance, which I will fix for next time. Just adding him real quick, giving him names, and adding them to initiative.
But you'll see.
Sassy already had a name.
I'm gonna call these my ghost rock dice.
All right, and for those, specifically Allison, who has not played Deadlands again, we actually use a deck of playing cards for initiative. Initiative gets rolled every single round. Do you still have an edge or something, Dax, that gives you 2 cards?
Yes, that's in fact I do. Level-headed. Let me get to my thing here so I can tell you about it. Make sure it didn't change in the new thing here.
It doesn't change. Sass almost.
My man.
All right,
My
I'm
man.
sure.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're gonna want another card. Well, your other card's a 2, and your first one was a 3. So
Kind of curiosity, what kind of weapon does Sassy use?
What's that?
Just out of curiosity, what kind of weapon does Sassy use?
Dynamite.
I don't know. I saw her wielding that backhand.
After my own heart.
all right, this poor schlub is surrounded. He's pulling himself up out of the mud, but Jed is first.
Oh, I'm first.
And the Spitting Corpse did not do well on initiative this round. This is not gonna go well.
So, does gang up bonus only work in melee?
Yes. Yeah. So if you're gonna shoot him, there's no gang up bonus.
Okay. And then the only other thing I had a
I'm
question-
pretty sure. I will take a note to double check that later. But I'm pretty sure you don't get it for shooting.
And then is it like an action, a move action to pull out guns?
It is just an action. So
It's
if
an action. Okay.
if you're first before you do that, so an easy way to do it, describe everything you want to do this turn.
Yeah. Okay. So I think. Okay. Sorry. One other question because I'm not sure about this. Does gang up bonus only work if everyone is brandishing melee, or is it just that they're next to them?
I believe it's just that they're next to him, but I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
Here, you know what? Since it actually matters in this case, let me just pull it up real quick. We'll find out since we're learning the new system. Ganging up 101. I'll read it to everyone. Ganging up. Okay. Ganging up allows attackers to flank, exploit openings, and generally harass a foe. Each additional adjacent foe who isn't stunned adds +1 to all the attacker's fighting rolls, up to a maximum of +4. If 3 goblins attack a single hero, for example, each of the 3 goblins adds +2 to their fighting rolls. Each ally adjacent to the defender cancels up to 1 point of gang up bonus from an attacker adjacent to both. This means troops in opposing lines, such as a medieval formation, where each man has 3 adjacent foes and 2 adjacent allies, don't get the bonus unless actually flanked. Okay, so it's just for fighting rolls, and it's just adjacent, so it doesn't matter whether they have weapons out or not.
Okay. So
you've got, now remember, the others are up on the top of the gully. They're not down below.
yeah, there's only 2 next to him technically, right?
Right. So yeah, you're actually like 10 feet above him on the
So,
edge.
and then that was the other question I was gonna have is what's reach? Because I have a bayonet at the end of my rifle.
You have to get adjacent. There's no reach.
It literally says reach though.
Oh, then there is reach.
That's what I was like. What is reach?
Let me recant. I will find that for you now too. I doubt it's going to be 10 feet of reach, but we will check the rules. Let's look at equipment.
Something smells good. What is Mom doing?
She's making French toast. I texted her too. I'm like, are you cooking something? She's like, French toast. I'm like, are you burning it? Because I can smell it all the way down here. She's like, No, I'm not burning it.
Okay, armor, weapons, special weapons. Come on, tell me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hold it all up first.
That's all good. The rules layer brings us to a screeching halt.
Rules attorney.
Rules attorney.
Esquire.
Reach is on page 66. Okay. Okay, reach. Weapons with reach allow the user to make fighting attack rolls at the listed range. A reach of 1, for example, allows a character to strike a target 1 inch distant. Weapons without reach value can only strike targets at arm's length. So, no, you would not have enough reach to reach 10 feet down.
I'm going to, for my turn, I'm going to pull out my rifle, which has the bayonet attached to it. I know that's an action. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to stab him with it. So I think that means I'll be at -2 for the attack. But I also have +2 from gang up.
Yes, so you'd have to end up in this square or this square. Oh, I guess you could do it because you have the reach. You can do it from squares around. So go ahead and show me where you're going to drop down to.
I thought that I moved to B, but I guess that's not a square down there.
No. Yeah, that is not down below. That's up on the ridge.
Okay, so I have to be. So let's see. I can
But you can attack with the reach. You can attack from where you are.
from over here.
Yeah, it's basically 2 squares away from you.
Okay.
You get 2 squares instead of having to be adjacent.
I will do that then. So fighting.
Okay, so yeah, you're correct. Since you pulled out the weapon and you're attacking, you're -2. But you're not actually next. I'll say it counts. I'll look that up later.
Do
But
I have to be next to him? If I do, I'll move closer.
yeah,
it's okay.
you do have to actually be adjacent to get the gang up bonus.
Okay, then I'll move closer to make it correct. Is the water deep?
It's just below your waist, and it's not moving fast enough to hinder you. So it is double movement.
It's double movement to go.
Double movement. But
Yeah.
to be clear, double movement, but not a hazard.
Okay. But I can get there with one move.
Yep. Yeah, you've got six inches of movement.
All right, and I go to attack him, but I miss.
Okay. All right. Next, Evan.
That's me. I'm gonna blast this son of a gun.
So, first, which weapon are you going to use?
The hand cannon.
Okay, so you're going to pull your hand cannon out, which is your first action.
Oh my god.
And then you want to... And then you make your weird science check.
Okay.
Since he's surrounded, I'm trying to find the withdrawal rules.
So if my wild die is higher, do I take that one?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So that, and I don't add anything to that, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, so that's a 3.
Okay, a 3 is a miss. Well, let me check his parry, because you're in it, you're adjacent to him. His parry is 6, so that's a miss.
Man. When you panic shoot.
Malachi.
All right. So quick clarification. This was all happening like down in the gully, but
Yeah,
I
it's-
stayed up on top, so I'm not really next to him, right?
Correct. You're not adjacent to him.
I'm actually not adjacent to him. How far down was the gully?
10 feet.
10 feet.
10 feet down. Okay.
So you're at short range.
So I'm at short range, right? All right. I don't know. I don't really have that ability. I don't think. I hate not.
So go ahead and just describe what do you want to do?
What's that?
What do you want to do?
I used to have that ability where I could daze the undead. It was kind of like a turn undead kind of.
Yeah, the
thing.
Holy Warrior, which is it's completely different.
Warrior. I don't have that anymore. I don't have anything like that anymore. I don't think.
No,
so-
you don't.
Yeah. Alright. I'm trying to. Other than just grabbing my shotgun and unloading on this thing, I can't think of anything else to do at this point.
Like, have at it. That was my choice. I said, have at it. That was my choice. Do I rifle and bayonet him or pull out the shotgun?
Yeah, so I guess Brother Malachi just reaches on his back and grabs his double barrel and lets off with a shot at short range.
What's Brother Malachi's catchphrase for that?
Don't really have one at this point.
Harry, this, you effing casual.
So that's going to be, wow, thank goodness for the wild die. That's 4.
Okay, 4 is a hit. Since you're short range, you do 3d6 damage.
Yep.
Back.
So that's 14 points of damage.
Ooh, 14. All right, so his toughness is 8. So he's shaken in 1 wound. All right, yeah, you blast into him. Chunks of flesh go flying off, and some of that green bile that it had spit out at Evan, you see leaking out of the holes that you've perforated, where you've perforated its flesh. Some of that green bile starts oozing out of it. Davey.
Nice.
Well, Davy's up on the edge of the ledge.
Don't forget, if you're pulling your guns out, you're -2, because that's drawing is, unless you have something like quick draw or something, which Davey probably does.
Oh,
Doesn't do that
okay.
anymore.
Hold on.
No, I didn't take quick draw.
Okay.
Would I have had to take that -2 for pulling my shotgun out?
Yep.
Then I missed because I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, you missed it,
So put all that damage back. Cause
and he is no longer shaken. Okay.
sorry.
All good.
Well, let's see. After observing all the goings on down there, not necessarily gonna go get any closer. I am going to just provide cover and glance around to see if anybody notices any of the commotion going on. If we're making a lot of noise.
All right. Give me your notice check. Did you also draw out a weapon this turn?
Yeah, I
Okay.
drew.
So you're -2 to your notice check.
Oh, to that too.
Yeah, it's a multi-action. So you're doing multiple actions. You take the -2 across the board. Obviously, there's no roll for withdrawing a weapon. You just draw the weapon.
So I'll end up with a 1.
All right.
It's a good bet the Empire knows we're here.
Yeah, you do a quick scan of the area, and you're not seeing any. You don't see anyone, hide nor hair of any observers. No deer or anything reacting. No steer going by. Nothing.
Okay.
All right, Sassy. Go ahead and drop dynamite right on him.
Wait, what? Wait.
Not dumb. All right, Sassy's got plenty of knives, so I was gonna, if I draw, and I'm ambidextrous, so if I draw 2 knives and try and throw them, am I -2 for drawing, or -4 for drawing, or how does that work?
Like
So-
she's got like garters and straps with just like knives. Like
So there's
That's fine.
there's an
quick draw.
actual item you would have had to buy to quick draw knives.
yeah,
Did you buy that?
yes,
Yes.
Okay, then yes.
Several.
So you can draw.
because she's got them everywhere. So it's like
Okay,
it's
then
like
yes.
on her armband. Like I think they called it a quick draw, like garter or belt or something.
Yeah, it's
But
a quick
she's
draw
got
belt.
Has like garters and like on her arms.
And in my hair. And
Okay, so yes. So that means when you draw your knives to use them, you don't take the multi-action penalty for drawing the weapon.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to throw 2 knives, that's still 2 attack actions. So you take a -2 to each throwing check.
Yeah, but she's got the 2-gun kid, which is for throwing and shooting. That's like her specialty.
All right, go ahead and read that one off to me.
It's I have to
Look
get
it
it.
up.
Yeah, it's 2-gun kid. It's basically no multi-action penalty when throwing or shooting. That's the short of what I wrote. But
Yeah, for the most part, I remember. I'm just having you guys read them off so we can learn the new edges as we go.
okay,
So you can pull it up.
basically that used to be 2-fisted, except they split it between
Right.
2-fisted is now fighting only, and then 2-gun kid is for throwing and athletics.
Okay, I've got it here.
Sorry,
So
shooting and athletics.
2-gun kid works just like 2-fisted, but with ranged weapons, allowing her to fire or throw a weapon in each hand as 2 different actions, but without triggering the multi-action penalty. Okay, so you're drawing two knives, which you have your quick draw band. So you'd make 2 complete throw checks, which is your athletic skill.
So that explodes.
That explodes.
So Mike,
Okay.
backtracking a little bit after her turn. Just ask a question.
Okay.
So her first one is a 13 and her second one's a 5.
Okay, they're both hits. So roll the damage for the first one.
I don't know what that is.
It's on your sheet.
Probably strength plus D4.
Yeah, strength plus D4.
plus 2. I'm sorry, no. Strength plus D4 plus 1. So your strength is a D8. So D8 for that one.
Yeah, we'll get so and then a D8 for
Well,
this one.
no, hold on. There's D8 plus a D4 plus 1. So that's your first one. So that is a 9 points of damage
On the first one.
on the first knife.
All right. The first.
Those steel knives. I don't know if that matters for you. It adds a +1 to her damage, and it's +1. I'm sorry, it's 1 armor penetration if that matters.
Okay, the armor neither of those traits. Thank you for telling me. Neither applies in this situation.
Okay. And then
But he is shaken from the first knife. Now roll your damage for your second one.
was the 13 a raise?
The 13 was a raise, so roll that extra d6.
An extra D6 goes into that. That's why
Yep.
it's an extra D6.
It's an extra 2d6 because it's 2 raises.
Oh. No, with the normal one. That goes with that one.
Oh,
That sucks.
that sucks.
So 10 points of damage on that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to redo that. No matter how many raises you get in the new version of the rules, it's only plus 1d6.
Okay.
That was one of the big changes.
Reroll that.
Reroll these,
Yes.
or is it just the D6s?
Well, we don't. Yeah. You mix it up, so. It's still 10.
10.
Okay. All right. So he was already shaken, and you gave him 1 wound. So he's got 2. You know, the 2 knives hit him, and you see the same green bile start oozing out from the wounds as the blades are embedded in his chest.
Please tell me that it's melting the blades.
No.
I won't do that to Sassy. All right.
That backhand extends far.
The corpse kind of howls and looks up at Sassy. Where did Sassy
Like-
actually?
I distracted him for you, babe.
Did Sassy move to there to throw at him, or did she move over to
Yeah,
here?
she's just along the ridge, staying kind of out of the way a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Now, before we do anything else, you had a question, Matt.
So I do have the 2-gun kid. So does the penalty, ignoring the penalty, would that only be on the attack then, and not the notice?
Correct.
No. That's
Only for shooting
no.
Okay.
or athletics.
It doesn't apply to the action that Davey took, because Davey pulled his weapon and then did a notice check. Had nothing to do with shooting 2 weapons. So if you'd been shooting twice, that's when it negates the penalty. When you pull your guns out, that's an action. When you do a notice check, that's another action. And two gun kit doesn't apply to that. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. The spitting corpse turns and looks at Tobias, and you hear that regurgitation sound again, and it spits at Tobias.
And misses.
And that's a 6.
Shit.
So does an 11, since you're in melee, does an 11 beat your parry?
Oh, I think we both know that it does.
Well, what is your parry? I need to know the
My
exact.
parry is a 4. My parry is a 4.
So he a hit with 2 raises, or a hit with 1 raise. All right. So this is going to be 3d6 acid damage. 10 points of bile, disgusting, vitriolic damage as he slathers you in the goo.
Just because he was coming from my knife.
Yeah.
So what is your toughness?
My toughness is a 5.
Okay, so you are going to be shaken and 1 wound. Now
Thanks.
the way we're playing to keep it fast, fun, and furious, when we played Savage Worlds before, I would always stop and ask, do you want to spend a Benny to soak? I'm not going to be doing that anymore. If you guys don't remember to say you want to spend a Benny to soak, I'm just going to keep going to keep the game moving. So this is the one time in this entire campaign I'm going to ask, do you want to soak that?
Of my own accord, I will spend a Benny.
Okay, your toughness was 5, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so go ahead and spend one of your bennies and give me a vigor check.
All right. Vigor. Something thicker. More like thicker. Holy crap! Holy crap! Math. 23.
Okay, you soak all the damage, you take none whatsoever.
I'll do like a little hip thrust at him. 0.
The corpse kind of pulls its last leg out of the mud, and Chomp starts to move away from you guys. Now the 3 of you who are down in the gully get a free attack. This can be a shooting or a fighting attack. You are not allowed to use any special edges or any special abilities or anything like that. It just has to be a normal fighting attack or a normal shooting attack. A single attack.
Okay. Since I've
So
got
we'll
my
start.
rifle-
Is Tobias taking a... Do you have a... Actually, does Tobias have a weapon out?
No. No, I have to pull a weapon right now.
Okay, so your only option is you can try and punch him as he's going.
Oh, and I'm going to kick him. I'm going to kick him.
Oh
back
yeah,
to
you
the-
can kick him, yeah. All right, go ahead and give me a fighting check first.
Okay, I had to choose my absolute worst skill. Thank God for Wild Die. Thanks Shane Hensley for Wild Die. Oh, okay. 4s. They're both 4s.
All right, so you miss. You
Oh, wait,
lash
no, I
out-
take it back. I take it back. Since I'm rolling a D4, that's an explosion.
that's an ace, yep.
Yep. So 6 total.
Okay, so you kick and you hit. Give me your strength damage. Just a straight strength roll.
No Wild Die?
No, yeah, wild dice do not go into damage at all.
Oh, that's right. 1.
All right, so you kind of pull your foot out of the muck and give him a good kick, but You weren't able to get any momentum, and the spitting corpse doesn't even notice. All right, Jed.
All right.
Noticed.
Jed had just finished like stabbing him with the bayonet, and as he goes to go away, he just pulls the trigger on him. So I'm firing.
All right, so he hasn't technically moved yet, so you're firing against his parry.
Oh, he hasn't moved yet?
Yeah, so it's just like in 4th edition or 5th edition.
Okay.
So he's starting to
just-
move away, so you're attacking where he's at.
I'll just give him another stab then.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just gonna stab at him again. I thought he had moved away.
Get him, love.
Oh, I apologize. We're going to take this back a little bit. He was shaken. Okay, he's no longer shaken. So never mind. We're moving ahead.
It was good. All right, so that is a 7 to hit.
7 is a hit. Go ahead and give me your damage.
Okay. Damage on that is 8 points of damage.
8. And you just barely did 1 more wound. He's like, "Alright." He turns and howls it. He's like, "Oh, attacking a man on his own land, you son of a." Evan, what is Evan doing? I think you're muted, Jess.
Out. Evan's got her hand cannon out, and she's gonna try and hit him again.
Okay. Firing against his parry. Make sure you're marking off your power points each time you fire your hand cannon.
Okay. That is a 5.
A 5 is a miss. Unfortunately, he's too close, and this corpse is moving a little too quick, and you miss him. So you guys had your free attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double check his pace. Oh, wait, no, he's not going quite that far. He's slower. And he's starting to trudge down the creek, like bouncing through it, pulling his knees high, trying to get through the thick water. All right, now it's Tobias' turn.
Yay! All right.
Oh, we re-rolled. I'm sorry.
No, Tobias was last. He hasn't had his turn yet.
Right. All right. I'm gonna pull my Gatling pistol and I'll put a round in his backside. Well, the back part of him anyway. I don't really care where it goes on him, as long as I shoot him.
I was going to ask if that was a called shot or not.
I knew that was coming. We've played this game before. So, just cracking off a round, and that gives me a -2.
Yep, because you drew. Yep.
Wild die might as well not even been there. A 4. A 4 hit it.
4 is a hit because he's at range.
Excellent. Then he gets 2d6 plus 1. Five points.
Doesn't even phase him. But you see the bullet just go right through his stomach, and then he keeps on moving. Second round. Let's deal some new cards. And here's Tobias's second card. Why did it do that? Oh, there we go. All right, do you want that queen?
I'll take the queen.
You could just stick with Jack. Oh no, Davey had it.
Yeah, he did. Believe me, this wouldn't be a discussion if I'd gotten that, Jack.
All right, Sassy is first.
2 more knives.
Oh my goodness.
Put them in his butthole. Oh, he's getting away with your other 2 knives, so you might want to.
Yeah.
Exactly such.
It's in your best interest to stop him.
So a 7 and a 6.
All right, since he's at range, they both hit.
Damage. What's your knife damage again? Oh no, this.
Ninth is strength plus D4 plus 1.
Okay. those were both just knives. So D8, D4 is the first one, and D8, D4 for the second. So that's 3 damage. That doesn't do anything. That is better. That's 11 points of damage.
All right. Just a note for the rest of you: while we're in between turns, don't forget to take a look at page 89 for the new Benny rules. Just review those so you know everything that the Benny does, because it does a lot more now in Sway than it did in the previous edition.
And quick question: do damage rolls explode?
Yep.
Okay, so you rolled that one again. Then. So it's a 14 total.
14 total. All right.
So everything explodes. Gotta remember.
All right. So first one dazes him, and he takes 3 wounds. He is almost out. The corpse is, well, he was already dead, but it's still like hobbling along. All right. Roll your damage for your second one.
Nearly double dead.
No, the second one didn't. It was like 2 points of damage.
3.
Oh.
3 points down.
3 points of damage. It didn't do anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was actually the second. The first one sucked.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Tobias is next.
Go a little to the left there, honey.
You could catch up.
I'm going to fire 2 shots at him with my rate of fire of 2.
Okay.
And that's 2 attack rolls. Is it? Do I get a negative on the second one? Pretty sure I do. That's something I should know. I should have looked that up before I asked you.
Probably. He's a grade 2 agent just like you.
So remember, when you're doing rate of fire 2, you're actually firing 5 bullets.
Damn.
In terms of ammunition.
Yeah, and that's how much ammo you expend.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
This had better work then. All right. So my shooting is
Okay, so what you do is, so you're doing 1 shot with the rate of fire 2. So what you do is you make your shooting roll, and then you apply the dice how you see fit to which shot. So you've got 2 shots going off. You have to apply at least 1 to each.
Meaning he does 2 of his shooting skill checks and then 1 wild die, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I probably explained it poorly. So you'll make 2 shooting rolls, but you only roll 1 wild die.
Yeah.
And then you pick which one goes for which attack.
Okay. First one.
Which in this case doesn't matter because you're both are going to the same target.
Right. First attack is a 5.
That's a hit.
Next attack is a 6. And wild die, just for the heck of it. Might as well not even be there. Okay. So 2 shots, 2 hits. Right?
Yep.
Because my second one was a 6.
Yep.
So 2d6 damage to his. Oh, 2d6 plus 1. Okay. I'm going to try that again because I rolled it. I don't know where it went. Explosion. So that's 10 on the first shot.
All right. Roll damage for your second one.
8 for the second shot. Oh, excuse me, 9. 2d6 plus 1.
All right. So you blow the corpse away.
Whoops.
Good shooting there, Tobias.
I didn't hit it that hard. Must have had a self-destruct. It's a good bet the Empire knows we're here.
I reckon you done hit something vital.
Wrong game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got our other game mixed up. My mistake, everybody. Tobias holsters his Gatling pistol, pulls out a tobacco pouch, rolls a cigarette real quick, and says, "I reckon we made enough noise."
Good job, everyone.
The welcoming party has arrived.
Dear, can you fetch my knife?
Yeah.
What do I look
Bile.
like? Slave? I'll go get him because I want to.
With the corpse thoroughly perforated, knives, bullets, It's leaking the bile all out in the creek, and you don't know who's downstream, but they probably ain't gonna enjoy their drinking water anytime soon.
Like wiping the knives off in the
Creek in the grass.
creek and in the grass.
Do,
It's a good thing you can aim. At least all 4 of them were in him.
I want to look around. Do we see? Has anybody taken notice that we can tell?
Oh, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Did anyone hear us?
Shut up. I'm just looking to see if there's movement.
All right, give me a notice check -2 because you're down in the gully. Oh, you're not. You're up above. So just give me a notice check.
I'm sure that's your notice.
I don't know what my notice is.
Look at your feet.
I can't read it.
There. I didn't realize Sassy couldn't read them too well. Is fine. 4.
4. You take a good scope of the land, and you don't see anyone around you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the telegraph machine, and I'm once again I will call to Evan for her expertise and ask if she can. Is there any way she can determine what the last message was, if one was sent?
While they're doing that, I'm doing like, in the old style of after a war, I'm taking my bayonet and sticking the body again just to make sure.
All right. I could tell you up front, even without a check, there is no way to tell what the last telegraph sent was.
There's no possible way to see what the last message
It's not the kind of school that.
If anything, you'd have to go find the other end of the telegraph, see if someone received it, and they wrote it down. That's the only way to see what the last message was.
Actually, I'm just going to start tapping away at it and put new telegraph machine who dis. See if I can see what my response is.
Give me a common knowledge check.
I'm gonna hold them off for a second and say, "Whoa, they're partners. Don't you think that might give away the fact that we're coming?"
And we just off somebody who's.
He did call this his land. He might have been
He
the
was
lookout.
also a bile-spitting zombie.
Yes, but he might have been a lookout and, telegraph that people are coming. How about we just go?
I say we
Not
follow
element
right
of,
forward.
surprise. If you catch my drift.
Oh, I catch your drift. Seems, can't do this stupid accent. I don't know. I'm not feeling. I'm tired. Anyway, it just seems to me we've made enough noise. They know we're here.
I didn't blast anything. Neither did Sassy.
That was very good.
Well, you did fire the gun, so there's plenty of noise, whether you hit or not.
I count
I
one.
fired it, but it makes much more noise when it goes off. Like, goes,
All right, I'll give you that.
explodes.
The Midwestern Irishman.
Does that mean that your hand cannon only actually explodes when you hit? It doesn't like fire somewhere else and then go boom over there?
Nah, it just fizzles out.
It just it doesn't hit anything, and it just kind of goes, kind of like one of those balloons. Let go balloon.
It didn't explode.
So what is the posse doing now?
I say we follow, because the cord goes towards that way. I say we follow the cord to wherever it goes.
Called north.
Yeah, the cord is definitely going north.
North, south.
So you're able to pull it up. So
Yeah,
it's
wait,
it's
wait.
shallow. It's shallow in the mud as you cross the little creek here, but then when you get to the bank on the other side, it goes into the bank about 5-6 feet down from the top of the bank.
Does it appear to be going in the same direction as the road?
It's heading north. That's all you know.
Well, I guess we better go north. I think that's the most logical thing to do.
Let's do
They
it.
turn British. British.
We
We
can't turn
already
back
know
now.
that.
Well, we can't turn back now, so we have to go north.
We already know Evan's a little. So, multiple accents is kind of normal.
Don't
Alright.
I know?
She's not that crazy. She just likes science. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I didn't say crazy. It's more like there's just like a screw
Eccentric.
or a bolt that just might be missing in lots of places.
Like all the places she studied, she learned from different people, so she's thinking in different languages.
So the posse crawls out of the muddy creek, gathers up your horses, and the little bridge there creaks and moans as you cross over it. And just a short way up, I mean, within eyeshot, as the road goes into the trees there, you see a short path that leads, breaks off and goes off to the right.
What direction?
So you guys can move your tokens.
I forgot we were doing this online.
Can you give me control of SAS?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm so sassy. You don't even know. You should have control of your horses and everything too.
Lassie.
Evan leads the charge. We're gonna go a little old school. So just so we don't to help with the movement a little bit. When you guys are traveling along the road, is there a particular order you travel in, or do you guys not worry about it?
I'm not really worried about it.
Okay, that makes it easy. All right, so Evan's leading the way.
I tend to be in the front. I will say that because I'm a little overconfident in my abilities.
And I would stay with him.
You
All right.
You can't keep up with me.
Only when I want.
If she couldn't keep up with you, lad, I don't think she'd be here.
Neither would he.
I can't How do you multi-select?
There you go. Look, they're trotting together. Like a nice match.
What is Brother Malachi doing?
Just kind of following the group.
All right, the wind picks up and starts blowing through the heavy foliage. You realize as the path goes ahead, the trees are getting thicker and thicker and make it hard. While you're on the road, you can't see through the trees to the left or the right.
Uh-oh.
It's a prime ambush spot.
Yeah.
By the way, I do reload my shotgun.
All right.
Everybody,
Yeah.
So it is
Everybody
important in
stand
Deadlands
for-
because ammo only goes so far. Everyone definitely keep track of your ammo, how much you've spent.
I'm reloading my knife.
I'm gonna. I mean, I moved to the left there, but I see the path to the right.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna
Take a peek.
hop on. I'm still on my horse. I'm gonna trot along in there. It's big enough for the horse to go through, or is it like a small path?
No, the trees are kind of choking it. So to go down the path, you would have to jump off your horse.
Okay, so I'll jump off the horse and I'll go check it.
All right, give me a notice check.
And I was going to stealth my way through, just kind of, going through. So notice and a stealth, I'm assuming. Stealth first, just in case, is a 1. So I am making lots of noise.
Okay.
And
And give me a notice check -2
noticing.
for the heavy foliage.
Okay, that's going to be a good notice. 17 notice.
All right, so you're pushing up the path, and you get maybe 15, 20 feet up the path, and you start to pick out a small break in the trees, and I'll reveal it in just a second. My dog groaned. She hated that description. And just as you notice what looks like a tent sitting in the small opening, you also notice what looks like another one of those corpses holding a rifle, and he fires at you, and it tears right through your shoulder.
Well, at least it tears toward me.
It does. It tears towards you.
It
Oh
may-
my gosh. Oh!
I have dodge, so it is -2. but it sounds like you exploded. So
I exploded. Well, the attack was an 8, so it hit you. With your dodge, makes it down to 6, so it's no raises. I still rolled a 23 on damage, though.
a 23 on damage.
Yeah, that's what was exploding over here. I rolled 3 6s in a row.
Wow.
All right, so I have armor stuff on, but I think it's armor piercing.
Okay, what's your AP?
The armor piercing is 4.
Okay, so that takes the 23 down to a 19.
But I was gonna ask because I think that it said something about if it's bullets, it's only 2.
Okay, so it's a 21.
Okay, and then so that's just the normal armor duster.
So 21. What's your toughness?
My toughness is a 10.
Okay, so that takes it down to 11. So you're going to be dazed and 2 wounds.
I'm
Okay,
gonna stoke.
all right. Throw your Benny out.
Let's see, how do I?
So you click your Benny at the bottom above your name, and then you can grab the Benny and actually throw it on the table. There you go.
So I'll throw that out, and then that is a vigor roll,
That's a vigor roll. Yep.
and that still gets a wild die, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry,
I'm pretty sure it does.
just voicing rules.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it does. Before you roll, let me double check. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
My main die is a 14.
All right. So that expert shot that it rips through your shoulder.
It's good.
You soaked all the damage though, but it kind of drops you because you weren't stunned, but you were stunned by the attack, or you were taken off guard by the attack, and it kind of knocks you to the ground a bit. The rest of you guys hear that.
Damn. That looks like it hurt.
I feel like I'm running.
That was nothing, but I don't know if they're like paused or not, but I'm gonna like take a knee and fire back.
We're gonna roll some initiative.
Oh, that's what I got.
1, 2,
think
3,
it's
4,
time to
5.
go.
Did I get everyone in there? Malachi, Jed, Evan, Sassy, Davey, Tobias. I'm missing Tobias. Where's Tobias? Tobias is
Right,
down. All right, let's deal some cards. It is kind of hard to avoid that one. All right. Okay, new rules in play. So I'm not even going to roll your second one because you got the Joker. Okay, so a new rule in play. When Jokers get drawn, any roll you make this turn, Dax, is +2. Whether it's your attack roll, whether it's your damage roll, whether you're doing multi-action rolls, you get +2 to all of them across the board. Second new rule, when a member of the posse who draws a Joker, you all get a Benny.
We all get a Benny?
You
You're
all get a
welcome.
Benny.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Tobias,
I get what you meant.
Davey, Malachi.
So
Oh, real quick note. Actually, to make it a little bit easier, some of you have your characters' names set in Roll20. Some of you have your names. Could everyone switch those over to your characters' names?
yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Makes it a little bit easier because it pulls those names for some reason when I'm dealing cards. One second, let me shut my office door. Actually, as we're getting started here, let's go ahead and take a bio. And I'll go see what the puppies are barking at.
Cool.
French toast, so I had to make my own.
Oh no, that is awful.
But since it's like dinner and dessert, you threw ice cream on there too, right?
No, but I put apple butter.
I wish I could have that, but I can't.
You should get your dad to make you some lightly fried fish fillets.
Yeah, you haven't met me, have you? Her dad doesn't cook.
Don't you want some lightly fried fish fillets?
All right, so welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and jump back into the story. So when we left off just a little while ago before the break, Jed had just taken a bullet through the shoulder from some unknown assailant beyond the trees northeast of your current location on the road. And we had thrown out some cards for initiative. Everyone got a Benny. Just a reminder, because Jess wasn't here. So you finished the first combat scene. So everyone gets a Benny for that. Jed had got a Benny because he invoked his overconfidence as he was role-playing. And then everyone got a Benny because Tobias just drew the red Joker from the deck. And that gives you guys all... Now, just so you know, for that rule, say one of my characters draws the Joker, I get more Bennies when that happens. So whoever gets the Joker gets bonus Bennies. So you're going to see a little bit more... Because I don't get them from... They don't have the red chips anymore with the bennies, so they just put in another extra way for me to get more bennies. I think that's, from what I read, that's actually the only way I can get extra bennies.
Bennies for everyone.
You get a Benny, and you get a Benny. All right, that said, the Joker means that, Dax, you can go whenever you want in the turn. So you just jump in and say, Mr. Marshall, sir, I would like to use my awesomeness right now and use my turn whenever you want to go.
Does he have to say sir?
The sir is optional.
Well, Marshall, let's give Sassy a chance to shine with her ace.
All right, sounds good. Sassy, you were up first.
Sassy's gonna yell out, "Ain't nobody shoot my man but me!" And I'm gonna pull out 2 sticks of dynamite, which are double wrapped.
Dynamite.
I'm gonna throw them over his head.
Are you gonna move first, or are you gonna? I don't know what distance looks like here. I'm scared.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me look up grenades. What's the throwing distance on those?
Well, her throwing distance is, I think everything's in yards.
Yes.
So, it is.
Yeah, a square on the grid is 3 yards.
So it's 4, 8, 16.
So where can I hit
So
from?
basically, like 1 square, 2.
Oh, no. Remember, we simplify it. So if her range is 4, 8, 16, it's 4, 8, 16 squares on the map. We hand wave it a little bit to make it easy, so we don't have to do the math every time.
Okay.
Ooh, which one?
So up to 4, there's no penalty. Up
Oh,
to,
way over there? Oh man. Okay.
You can move.
All right, I have to move first. I'm gonna come running.
I mean, technically, you probably were over here. I think I just moved them into the forest because they were glued together.
I can't see where the dudes are.
There they are.
that is the one who
About
shot.
How many squares?
I think you're able to move 6 squares, 6 paces.
All right, so move me up next to you.
So remember, on the measurement tool now, you can ignore the feet, but it'll tell you exactly how many squares away it is.
It does. Oh, it does. 7
7
squares.
squares.
Okay, so
Okay. So once I'm up close to you,
hold
then
on. Let me just make sure.
So that puts you at 5 squares away. So it's at medium range for you.
right. Dynamite a coming.
All right. So you're -2 for medium range, and you quick drew 2 out. Now you do get the multi action for throwing 2 different sticks of dynamite. Oh wait, no, it counts for throwing as well, doesn't it? 2 gun kid.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna be -2 because he's at medium range.
Okie doke.
Okay. Now, the scary thing about this. Okay.
And the blast template is medium. So let me grab that for you real quick.
Wait, I gave you the wrong thing. It's a D8 and a D6. Just do them one at a time. You want to do both?
No, it's all right. I can do them one at a time.
Okay. Now, you have to say where you were trying
Where
to
did I put these?
aim for them, because you don't have to aim for him. You could aim for, like, next to him that's 4 squares away.
Yeah, you pick a spot and that's what you aim at.
But I only see him, right? I don't see anybody else.
You see him standing next to a tent. He's kind of down on one knee, and he's got his rifle aimed. It looks like an old maybe a hand-me-down or a surplus purchase from the Civil War, a long rifle.
So that's 4 squares.
Yeah.
How big is my blast radius?
He's getting a template for you.
Yeah, I'm getting the template. Here, let me just upload it.
Short range and what's medium range? Because medium
4
range
squares.
is -2, so 4 squares.
4
is
squares
short
is
range.
short, and then up to 8 is medium. So you can throw right
'Cause
next
that's
to him.
4, right?
You can throw basically here, right
So
next
then
to
I
him.
wouldn't
4,
take a -2.
or you can throw anywhere behind him,
But let me see how big the blast radius
which
is.
might be safer for me.
I understand. I'm looking.
Not that you care about my well-being.
Don't confuse her with the facts.
Ouch. If anything goes wrong with that grenade, with that dynamite, and she doesn't get it off very far, she basically turns herself into a claymore with all those knives.
Here we
And a whole
go.
lot more dynamite.
And more dynamite. Yes.
And more dynamite.
Yes. Which is why I was scared when she comes to my rescue right next to me. This is the story of my life.
Your rest.
So
I'll save you!
I'll save you! God, no! Get away!
Now you say that, and you see who's gonna save yours.
Not to interrupt the funny dialogue, but my French toast is definitely undercooked.
Uh-oh.
Wait, but it's bread. It was already cooked to begin with.
And egg.
It's mochi.
Yeah.
Real mochi.
It goes straight through you?
Real mochi.
That just means you soaked it too long.
Did we find it?
Disgusting.
oh, come on.
Oh, that's big.
Oh God.
Why would you eat it in the first place?
Big bada boom.
I really do hope that that is not medium, because she can strap 3 or 4 together in the future and it makes a large template.
All right, so this is
Like-
a medium template.
Like, these are just single, but she can, like, in the future, like, strap 2, 3, or even 4 together.
Okay, so that's medium. So that square that's like right in front of him that's 4, I want to center it on that.
All right, you can move it, so go ahead and put it where you want.
So that's what you're shooting to do.
I guess so.
Okay, so there's your first one.
All right, so I'll put the small over here, and just so you can see what it looks like. Well, they all look the same. They're just different sizes.
Ah.
So that's a 5. Does a 5 succeed?
A 5 does succeed. You have to hit a 4 to throw it exactly where you want.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. And dynamite for
That's-
once.
That was a 5 with the -2?
2d6. No, because she threw it 4 squares.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So this is the damage for the first one.
That's the damage for the first
And then I'll
one.
throw the second one.
That's 9 points of damage.
That was a 6.
Oh,
On
I'm
a
sorry.
6.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. You're right. 14 points of damage.
So these are the templates that Pinnacle created for the new Deadlands setting. This is your cone.
That explodes, which might matter. So the second one's a 10. So first one was a 14 damage.
All right. Since this is our first area effect, let me double check.
And if they didn't know we were coming,
They definitely know now.
they definitely know now.
It's a good bet the Empire knows we're here.
I told you nobody shoots my man.
Nobody's metaing, I guess.
Metaing what?
Nothing. Okay.
So many numbers at once. I want a picture there.
Never mind. I'm wrong. Carry on.
All right, just double
Keep
checking.
blowing shit up.
I
Do
was
what?
like, did I miss something?
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the screen, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I don't know what he was talking about either.
I was wrong. I don't pay attention to what I was talking about. I'm wrong.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so he gets a chance. Those who know the attacker coming get a chance to evade. Character is aware of it. He makes an agility roll at -2. Those who are successful manage to avoid the attack and take no damage. Okay, so just so you know, so before, like when you throw a grenade, if you failed, it would I'd do some rolls and it would go a random direction somewhere around in a different number of spaces. The way they do area effects now is if for whatever reason the attack fails, it does go somewhere, but it's not going to hit anything of importance. So it's not going to hit allies. It's not going to hit enemies. It just the attack fails for whatever. Yep. If someone in the blast is aware of it, they can make an evasion check. So that dude standing there is going to make an agility check -2, and he failed. My highest was a 5, which made it a 3, so he failed to evade. So he takes all the damage. How much damage did you do?
14.
14. His toughness is 8, so he is shaken.
Not stirred.
Shaken and 1 wound. All right.
So-
you threw 1 stick of dynamite or 2?
She's got 2 arms.
Okay, so
Single wrapped, throwing 2. But I had a question. So had he dodged, would that move him? And would I then have time to adjust my second throw towards him?
So
that work?
narratively, you're throwing them at the same time, but you figure them out one at a time. So if he had evaded, so he tried to evade, he didn't move quick enough. He got hit. If he had succeeded, he would move, and your second attack, you can choose a different spot to throw the template.
Okay.
So her second attack was a 10.
All right, so it goes right. You put the template right where you want it to go.
And is that a raise? Does she get an extra d6 on that?
Yep, that is a raise.
Okay, so you get those 3. And a raise is just 1d6, right?
Yep, an extra d6. We're getting it now. Combat's down. We'll figure out the rest later.
So 11.
Okay, 11 points of damage. He sees that second stick of dynamite coming in at the same time. I rolled a 1 and a 3, which means he rolled a -1 and a 1. So he takes all that damage, and he takes a second wound.
Woohoo!
That's ridiculous, but funny.
Evan, it's your turn. Make him go boom.
Very good. All right. I'll keep going down the list unless Dax interrupts me and says otherwise. Malachi.
I kind of want to get a hit.
I might let you have one eventually.
I hit. I just didn't do enough damage.
How does your shoulder so good?
It was clean through. Look.
So,
The first bit.
Also one other note, real quick. So since the edge of that tent was in the blast radius, you blew the top off the tent,
Woohoo!
and you actually see another one of the walking corpses there.
which one of these is a medium template?
This one. Can you guys see the name underneath it?
I see it.
Pronounced in- Oh, medium template.
Yeah, it says medium template.
Okay, I'm gonna use the large template. And I'm gonna hop off the horse and move right here. Maybe right there. Let me see the large template.
All right, and where are you aiming at?
It's centered on me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Man, that doesn't cover very much. Okay, I'm gonna move right here, and that's gonna be a large template centered on me. Will that get Davy?
It gets Davy, Sassy, and Jed, and yourself,
Okay, so
and 2 of the horses.
this is gonna cost me 6 power points.
Wow.
But I am going to use my holy symbol, and I pull out my my rosary beads and my holy symbol, and evil critters find it hard to attack a pious wayfarer. I will invoke my holy symbol. Once invoked, any supernaturally evil creature that wants to make a direct physical attack on the bearer must make a spirit roll as a free action. The creature subtracts 2 if the blessed is cast with a raise.
Okay.
So normally this is on myself, but because I spent 3 extra power points, I make it an area, a large blast template, and everybody in the blast is affected.
Okay. How many rounds does that last?
Duration is 5.
5 rounds? Okay.
But I
have to
have
save from the spirit world, asshole.
So I'm new to casting with PowerPoints because I used to not have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this work?
Your focus skill.
Which for you is faith. So
I
you,
have to make a faith roll.
yeah, you spend the points no matter what. Then you make the check.
Okay.
So you got 15. You spent 6.
Right. So I'm making a faith roll.
Got to have faith, the faith, faith.
So wow, that's let's see. So that is okay. That's just a 5.
Okay, still a success. All right, so I have to make spirit checks to target any of the 4 of you or the 2 horses that are in the range right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Hold on. I get free. I have True Believer. I get free re-rolls on faith rolls. I
You
can
want-
re-roll that and try to get better, right?
Yep. Keep in mind, if you re-roll it, you keep the second result.
Yep. Nope. I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
'Cause that was pretty crummy. That's better. Okay, that's a 10.
Okay, so that's a raise. So
Yep.
they're -2.
That's what I was hoping for.
-2 to spirit checks to attack you.
So
Got
to
it.
attack anybody that was in that template. So if they want to attack, Davey, Sassy, me, or is that
It's Jed.
that's Jet? If they want to attack any of the 4 of us, they have to make a spirit roll.
Okay.
And that's a direct physical attack. So I suppose they could still make other kinds of attacks.
All right. Moving down the list, unless Tobias isn't jumping in, we'll go to Jed. Feel free to jump in whenever you want, Dax.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
You going?
Oh, not yet.
Dax is planning something.
All right. So, I kind of get like I'm not even gonna like move. I'm just gonna stay right where I was at and just kind of aim at the guy who had shot me. And I've got marksman, so it'll give me a +1 to shoot.
Okay, so you're taking the aim action.
Well, it's not the aim action. Just as a marksman, if I don't move, I can have a +1 to shoot, or I can ignore 2 points of penalties.
Is that how marksman works now?
Yeah. It's a lesser form of aim.
Oh, okay.
At least that's the way they described it.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't realize they torqued that one back a little bit. That's fine.
How did it used to work?
It used to be you got the aim without having to take a turn to aim.
Oh, yeah. They even specifically said it's a lesser form of aim.
Okay.
That's okay. So I'm gonna take the +1 because I don't think he has any penalties, or I don't have any penalties on him, and I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna re-roll that. Benny, yeah, because it's a 1 and a 3, and that's not good. Benny.
Benny, 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 Benny.
All right.
Benny.
I want to go away.
Oh, oh,
There we go.
You gotta like literally drag it out of the.
Ooh. That's...
He did. Yeah, I already deleted it.
Okay, so that is a 14 to hit,
All right, that's a hit with a raise. Give me your damage.
and that is. Oh god, that's bad. 30 points of damage.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna try. And he turns to paste.
I hit a.
oh, love, that's how it's done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a penny on that.
Just one of the die and the others were good.
All right.
Good hard pat right on that shoulder that's hurting. Good job.
I just like feeling invigorated after getting shot.
All right, Tobias.
Oh, he's still around.
Yeah. Well, no, he's dead. But when Sassy threw the dynamite, she blew off part of the tent. You saw a second figure there.
Okay. Well, I'm way down here, right?
You are.
I am way down. Meow. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, my pace is only 6, so I can only go like this far, right?
Yep. You
Well,
can run.
I'm on a horse.
Oh, so the horse's pace is 10.
No, the horse's pace is 12.
Oh, 12. Oh, is it 12?
Yes, it is.
It's 12.
Or rulebook.
I'm not even gonna look it up.
It's in there.
It's
I just looked. I sort of got.
It makes sense. You know, a horse being twice the
horse.
pace of a human. A horse
you
is a
could
horse,
just,
of
like,
course.
Pick them and be like, yeah.
Yeah, so
Ow.
I'm basically gonna
So-
do like that. I'm gonna do like that Buffalo Hunter move where I'm on the horse and just as I'm riding by, just bring up my Winchester rifle and see if I can't plug.
So for when you're on your horse to represent
That
it,
one.
go ahead and put your token on top of theirs, just so I can see that you're mounted. Okay, so move yourself 12.
Damn it! Could never figure this out. It's never easy. So right about meow, and I'm right up on him,
Yep.
and I can't move the horse. Oh, wow! How'd you do that?
I drug my mouse and grabbed both of them at once, and then moved both up.
Neat. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Anyway, yeah, I want to shoot that guy. Can I shoot him in my same action?
Yeah, you did your move.
Okay, Winchester rifle. My shooting roll is a. Come on.
I don't know. Is shooting.
So
from back
you're
towards-
close enough now that looking at the one that's still in the tent, you realize the corpse that's laying there has no legs.
Oh,
He can't hurt anybody. You can't hurt anyone, Haffy. You've got no legs. Is that? Tell me his name is Lieutenant Dan.
All right, go ahead and give me your attack roll.
is he armed?
All right.
And remember, you're +2. You're +2 to this shot.
Does a 12 hit him?
Hit with a raise. Yep.
Hit with a raise.
It's actually -2 because he has no legs. He's prone. He's laying on the ground. But that's still a hit with a raise.
I don't want to change any of that, Mike, but I'm just curious. Is on horseback considered unstable?
I don't know. We'll come back to that later. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Whose side are you on? I'm gonna
Neutral.
spend a-
The rules. He's always on the rules side.
Look up
Lawful neutral.
the
Okay.
horse rules for next time.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a Benny because that roll was atrocious.
Make it rain.
Always lawful neutral.
Your damage roll was bad?
A damage roll was atrocious.
You did add the extra d6 for the raise, right?
For a damage roll?
Yeah. So you got a raise on your attack, so you get an extra d6 on your damage.
Well, that would have been, and okay, in that case, it would have been a 10. Well, hold on, I got to roll the d6 to see what I would have got from it. Yeah, it would have only been like 8 points, but if I keep it like this, it becomes 12 points.
Okay, you can re-roll it if you want, or you can go with the 12.
No, I'm gonna take the reroll.
Okay, go for it. Don't forget to add your extra d6 in your reroll.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I keep the reroll,
It becomes a 12. Okay, all right. So he tough to say. So he's dazed and 1 wound. You've injured the already injured, poor, invalid corpse. Did you
he's
add?
still moving, right? I'm not shooting a corpse. I'm
You added a +2 to your damage as well, right? For your
in that
Joker?
case it's 14.
14.
In that case it's 14.
All right, so actually no extra wounds, but just wanted to remember that in case you ever get a Joker. All right, very good turn, Davey.
You're shooting an unlegged man.
Yeah, I don't have anything clever.
So Davy will pull Excalibur.
The sword from the stone.
And so I guess this
A
is
boy draws the sword. A boy will be king.
Yeah.
medium range.
Pulling swords from rocks is no form basis of government.
Help, I'm being oppressed.
Those were some pretty good impressions.
Funny as that.
Oh my.
You're -2 shooting through the foliage there. Don't forget.
That's a 16 altogether. No,
Holy
18
crap.
altogether.
Holy crap.
Minus another
Oh.
2 because he's on the ground.
Man.
My 12 exploded, so I got a 12 and a 4. Plus 2 is 18 altogether.
All right, so -4 is 14, which obviously is still a hit with 2 raises. 8, 12, yeah, 2 raises. So you get an extra d6 damage.
1 extra d6 damage.
Still only 1d6, but very impressive.
This is the flesh wound.
This is not a flesh wound.
Is it like
Is-
giant that loses both legs and rough arms?
11.
Yes, he's about to
17
unarm.
points of damage.
17 points of damage. 8. He takes 2 more wounds. He is barely hanging in there, as if he wasn't damaged enough, missing the legs. You guys have no respect for veterans.
Not when they shoot first.
All right.
He was in the tent. He didn't even know what was going on.
I was a captive. Anyway, Evan.
That's me.
That almost sounded like Jar Jar Binks. That's a me. Or, I'm a Mario.
Okay. Okay. So.
Go boom?
Yeah, but I gotta be able to see stuff first.
That's why you burn the forest down.
Fair enough. Trees do to you.
It was in the
Only you
way.
can prevent forest fires.
I know.
Can I see from here?
Yes, you will be -2 on any attacks due to the trees.
Okay. So. We're going to be using the energy hand cannon.
Do you get to make like a cool noise with it, like kind of like a shotgun, except yours is like.
No, it's more like a.
Oh, it's not like a pew pew.
No.
Definitely no pews.
Definitely no pews. We save the pews for the church.
For Brother Malachi.
Exactly. So my range on my bolt, or do I want to do the blast?
Why waste a pew on Brother Malachi? Just get the shovel.
Should I do a
Yeah,
blast
I tried
or
that. They
a
got mad at
bolt?
me.
I don't know. Go boom.
That would be blast. But there's no, let's just do both.
Okay,
It's
so
not like he can. It's not like he can run away.
Maybe we should keep him alive so we can get.
Ugh, you're no fun.
what kind
He's
of
over.
he wants
I'll let you
information?
blow him up
Because
afterwards.
my range is my smarts times 2. So what does that mean?
Sorry, I was muted. That's your first range increment. So up to that range. So what is your smarts?
My smarts is a D10.
Okay, so 10 plus 2. So 12. That's your first range increment. So no penalty up to 12 squares. Then up to 24 squares minus 2. Up to 36 squares minus 4.
Gotcha. So I'm at a -2 right now. Because he's 30 feet away.
Yes.
Okay. And I roll a weird science, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 5.
That was too futuristic and not enough like energy absorption to go boom.
Hey, I work with what I've got. If you have a request for any sounds, I do have audio blocks on subscription. Just let me know if you have special sounds you want for your characters. I will go get really cool ones and upload them into Roll20.
Oh, nice.
Dynamite.
She wants
So-
a guy who goes dynamite.
Dynamite! Okay,
Gatling pistol.
so that is a hit, Jess.
Okay. Sick nasty. Please fail me. So you get. Ugh. Disgusting. 6
Spend a
damage.
penny. Spend a penny.
Benny.
Spend it. Spend it. Spend your penny.
Make it rain.
Yeah, you can spend a Benny to re-roll your damage if you want.
I will
Spend
do
your-
that. I'm going to spend a Benny and reroll.
Yeah. Make it hail.
Let's use some sparkly dice.
Sparkly.
Literally the exact same roll.
You can spend another Benny if
Make
you
it
want.
rain. Make it rain.
I'm going to stick with it. 6 damage.
All right, it brushes off the 6 damage and takes no harm.
No harm.
All right, the corpse, the
But it
legless
did go
corpse,
boom.
turns and aims at Tobias, and he says, "Some people got no respects." And he fires its rifle at the horseback agent. That's a
He
6.
can't fire a rifle. He doesn't have any legs.
That's legist. I rolled a 10, so that's a hit with a raise. And that's 10 points of damage. So what is your toughness?
My toughness is a 5.
All right, so you're going to be shaken and 1 wound.
Smells a lot like a Benny's being spent.
Okay, go ahead and give me your soak roll. Evan, go ahead and throw out your Benny that you used.
Done did it. Soak roll. Vigor.
Benny, 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 Benny. I'm glad someone's catching it.
That would be a 10.
All right, so you brush off that damage. The horse spins around a bit as you catch the bullet shot, and you look down and you see that he's cut a good line through your duster off your left shoulder. All right, back to the top.
Coat.
Deal some new cards.
Could you go ahead and deal me another Joker? I really liked it last time.
Your second card is a 4.
I'll keep the 9.
All right. Malachi's first.
Hold on, I want to spend a Benny.
All right, spend a Benny.
I feel it. I feel it raining.
You got a 3.
Can I do that again?
You can.
Benny, 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 Benny.
You got a Joker.
Wait.
No, that's a Jack.
A Jack. That's what I mean. Sorry. Which puts you first, actually.
Jack attack.
Can you guys hear my stomach over the microphone?
Yes.
You can?
No.
Oh, okay.
I heard something, but I wasn't sure what it was. I thought it was your appetite for adventure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it's a growling stomach sound, is what it is.
So he's like still in the tent.
Yeah, he's still in the tent.
I just like walk over to him.
He's very intense.
Ooh. I walk over to him, you know, bayonet like right at the tip of it. I guess I don't have to actually be next to him, but I'll be next to him anyway. And I'm gonna be like, lights out, compadre. I'm gonna stab him.
I ain't no compadre. Do I look like a undead Mexican to you?
I love these exploding dice. 12.
12. His parry is 6, so hit with a raise.
That is an 11.
All right, so that's you put him down.
See? Lights out, compadre.
Good job. All right, that's the end of the combat encounter.
You can still ask him questions. He won't answer.
I find you less than funny.
All right, so let me give all of you guys Benny for the encounter.
Give me back my Benny. Anything?
Asking questions.
Malachi needs to start spending bennies, man. So does Sassy. Or just stop succeeding on all your rolls, either way.
Yeah, you don't get to bank them into the next one. I'm pretty sure that's still a rule.
That is still a roll, yeah. You restart over it at 3 at the beginning of next session.
Yeah, I was totally using it. Because why not?
So, anything...
I think
in
you
the
muted,
tent?
Bill. I'm sorry, what was that, Tax?
I was going to say, anything in the tent worth noting?
Oh, okay, good question. So, you take a look at the tent. Let me just flip over here.
Mailbag.
Matt, are you asleep?
I think he's close.
His closed eyes disagree with his nodding head, but
It's been a very long day. It's been a very long week.
Amen.
Amen.
It has been a long week. This week has been really long.
yeah, it has been. So you do a quick search of the tent, and you realize this is a bit of a hunting blind. Although instead of the usual things you'd find in a hunting blind, like deer urine and whatnot, all of that kind of stuff is missing. So you're left a little curious what they're actually hunting.
Us.
Nothing good. Nothing good.
So can I investigate, or is it,
I don't know. Is that a skill now?
yes?
Then yes, you can.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, like, of everything I'm seeing in here, is it an investigation, or is it's a couple of
Oh,
tops?
there's no investigation. It's now research.
Oh, I got that.
Huh.
So yeah, investigation was folded into research now.
Huh. Okay, I need to change that on my character sheet then.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks because I had them all in alphabetical order, and now I got to put that puppy all the way.
Oh, that is so annoying.
Yeah, I hate that too. All right, so go ahead and give me your research check.
Research then would be, a D10. I did that good.
Yeah.
All right. Does a 6 net me anything?
So yeah, you do a thorough search of the more than what you can just see at a glance, and you do find what looks like a little lunch pail that was kind of tucked in the back, and it was actually there was a hole dug in the ground, and the pail was shoved down into it to stay cool. And when you open up the lunch pail, you find a human hand partially gnawed on.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And it looks very fresh.
Ew.
Oh Lord. Anything on the hand that might be identifying, like a ring or?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it does have a very distinct ring on it, and with the a symbol of a falcon flying over what looks like a Chinese dragon.
Do we recognize what that symbol is?
Give me a common knowledge check.
Don't mind if I do.
I wanted to win.
Pair of 6s for me. Does a 4 net me anything?
All right, we've got one success. What else we got out there?
7.
I have a 4. She has a 7.
Okay, so 3 successes. So you pondered a little bit, and you seem to remember the people of Bismarck. They had a flag up over the mayor's house, just on the edge of town, and on the flag was actually the symbol of a falcon flying over a Chinese dragon. And you remember back a little bit, and you remember so the founding of the town of Bismarck was actually done by some of the workers who actually worked on the Iron Dragon line, which passes not too far through the south of here. They'd finished their work and they decided to retire from that business, and they settled here and created created what became the town of Edmonton, and later on the town was renamed to Bismarck. So you think whoever this was, they must have worked for the mayor or someone in the mayor's office.
Hmm. Well, I don't think we need the hand, so I'll just take the ring.
You always use an extra hand.
That's a good one. Let me give you a hand.
Just hand it over.
You see that, Mike?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just waiting to see how it plays out.
I gotta hand it to you. That was a good one.
I hate everyone.
So you're leaving the hand behind, Dax, throwing it back in the pail.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What's the posse doing now? So you've thoroughly investigated the tent.
Look around outside.
Yeah, we'll say your research check. You check the whole area around it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to continue up the trail, but clearly a little more cautious. They're expecting some
Trouble.
trouble.
Well, hold on. Before we actually go any further,
Did
let's take into account the fact that we have now come across 3 people, 3 corpses walking around who own this land. The guy that we're following owns this land, so he's either, turning his family into a bunch of undead horrors that are, quite frankly, eating people. They look like they're hunting for people on their land. But anyone else want to throw some theories out here?
Did we search the bodies? The dead, undead body
Yep.
thing?
Yeah, that was part of your research. Yeah.
No identification.
Yeah, I missed that.
Just nasties.
Well, they're Atchisons, so
How do we know they're active?
they claim they were.
It is?
Well, Well, they got the first guy who said, "This is my land," and we shot him. Then the other guy started screaming at me, "You got no respect." He didn't really get a thought out though. He just
That
got shot.
means that we don't know that they are aware.
Mike, did you see that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, hold on then.
What? What did I miss?
Do any of the
He's doing sneaky stuff. With
He's
that,
whispering.
with the marshal.
Okay. Got it. All right, so you guys start moving on out the road a little bit farther.
but
Get back
the
on my
two
horse.
people that the two dead undead things, they didn't resemble the description of the guy we were looking for either.
Mm-mm.
No, these two, you do recognize a family resemblance to the one that was in the creek, but they do look a little bit older, but not as old as you think Milford would be.
Okay.
So I get back on my horse with no name. I haven't given them a name yet. And I'm gonna continue down the trail.
Through the desert
You're sure?
on a horse.
Thought we
with no
couldn't
name.
go down the trail with the horse because the trees were so thick.
That was this trail over here. This trail is wide enough you can easily ride your horses.
Ah,
Mine's just a horse. Yours is no name. So I can be on a horse with no name.
All right, so we're going up.
Yeah, I don't think I can
you.
actually go any further.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. All right, so you continue traveling up. As you're riding along, as you go to get up on your horses and you're riding along, give me. Wait, let me look.
Notice.
Let me look. Davey and Tobias, give me a notice check.
Can we be looking for traps now?
Shouldn't we always be looking for traps?
Well, just we
No.
know they
So
were
for traps, remember my new method. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook. The way I'm doing traps now with Savage Worlds, I listen to a really good podcast. So if there's a trap, because you guys, it should be only fair that you guys understand the stakes, whether you want to spend a penny or not. So say you walk into a room and there's a trap. I will say, you're about to step into this pit trap. It's opening up below you. Make a notice roll to see if you notice the trap in time. So you'll know the stakes when you set up a trap. So this is something else.
And then you can start sweating as you roll the dice.
Exactly. So you know what's at stake. So then you can decide if you roll low, do I want to spend a penny on this? You know what the stakes are. I kind of like that angle. So.
Why do you keep talking about steak? Does a 5 get me anything?
All right, you got a 5. What did Davey get?
I got a 5 also.
All right. So you guys continue on down the trail. And it's maybe 10, 15 minutes further down. And you spot a cabin in a clearing up ahead. Oh, wait, I need to copy you guys over. So let me move these over. Let me grab all of you.
Priest.
I may put some character sheets in Roll20, not to keep track of your characters, but just to make it easier to manage your tokens.
Get ours dropped out there.
All right. So if everyone moves back this direction a little bit. All right. So you're riding up on this dilapidated looking cabin. There's two stovepipes on the backside of the building, and they both have a smoke coming up out of them. Looks like someone's inside cooking, and you see what looks like an older gentleman sitting on the porch, and he's got a couple dogs around him, and he's just rocking on his rocker. You notice off to your right, it looks like there's a freshly dug grave, and just beyond the fallen tree, you see a well closer up to the edge of the forest on the other side of the clearing. The old man on the rocking chair doesn't seem to be paying too much attention. He's just got a pipe. You see him light his pipe. He's drawing heavy on it and blowing like Gandalf, like smoke rings in the air.
He
And
doesn't look dead.
It's hard to tell from this how far out.
Fun.
So I'll get off and start walking toward him. Say, now, we didn't want any trouble here. We just wanted to ask some questions.
Hold on 1 second.
Looking for a missing bandit.
All right. He stops smoking on his pipe and he looks up at you. And as he lifts his head up and his hat kind of comes away from his face a little bit, you recognize from the picture that you're given Milford Atchison. But this is not the healthy Milford Atchison who would have been delivering the mail. As a matter of fact, it looks much more like the ones you saw.
The ones we've been slaying.
The ones you've been slaying, yeah. The walking dead kind.
Uh-oh. What happened to you?
But I'm gonna... Milford?
Oh! What could I do for you?
What happened to you? We were sent here to look for you, but last we heard, you were still living
And delivering mail.
and delivering mail. Honey, I got this.
Well,
Neither rain nor hail nor sleet
oh
nor...
shoot! Chair popped.
More undead.
Well, I was enjoying my time with the post service, but the patriarch of our family, Maxwell, decided it was time I went more into the family business.
And that would be stealing mail?
Oh, no. That was just one final payout for all those years of service. The cannibalistic eating of humankind of business.
You realize that's not a business.
Not to you breathing folk, it ain't.
You telling me that you've been delivering mail as an unbreathing folk this whole time?
Oh, no. He takes his hat off, kind of sets it to the side, and you see what looks like a fresh, like it looks like a hammer or something was taken into his skull, and you see the whole upper left-hand side of his head is caved in, and there's fresh blood, as it, fresh from like within the last 10 days, blood just caked down the side of his face, matting his hair on the side. He's like, no. We never could have pulled off that kind of subterfuge. I've been breathing for the last 10 years.
Why would you want to become this?
Oh, like I said, it wasn't my choice. Papa Maxwell decided I needed to join the family business.
And
I was the holdout. Lucas, he was the telegraph worker in town, and Hugh was a blacksmith. We all did our time among the living, but in the end, you just can't resist the call of the Atchison family.
And where is Papa Smurf here?
He's inside. As a matter of fact, he's been waiting for you. We got a message a little while ago that said you were approaching. We had a few visitors about a week ago. They're inside as well if you want to meet them.
No.
Why don't you,
We'd just like to know where the contents of the mail is, and then we could probably be on our way.
Well, I'm not going to hand that back over. Like I said, that was my final paycheck.
No.
There's some beautiful, sweet letters in there. A lot of boring ones, too. Several of them had money. I'm enjoying that. Although we may not get back into town much to spend those dollar bills. But there's a few other packages that were quite interesting. Paul was very happy to get his hands on those.
why don't you let me know what the contents of those were and take them off your hands, and we can part ways here. We don't want any trouble.
I'll make you a deal. You set your weapons down right there and go on in and meet with Paul, and I'm sure he'll be happy to tell you about
I've
what he
done
found.
enough meeting with people's parents in the last few weeks. I've had just about enough of this bullshit. Tell me what the shit was, and we'll be on our way. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to blow your house into smithereens.
We're gonna huff and we're gonna puff.
Yeah, these gals
Oh, anyone?
are tough. You know what? I might just take a step back at this point.
I'm gonna pull out a couple of sticks.
Now that He is
I'm gonna
one
cock
of
my
the
hand
rudest things
done
I've ever heard in my life.
this shit.
This may not be the United States, but we do have laws here in Minnesota Territory. You can't just come onto a person's property and start threatening them like that.
Again, when you're dead.
You can when you're a fucking cannibal.
Wow,
Bloody hell.
that's so judgmental. Just because
What
we
do
live
the laws-
a different lifestyle than the rest of you.
Different lifestyle. You're eating people.
What exactly do the
Different
laws say about
lifestyle. That's murder.
Speaking of which, it's time for lunch. He reaches down to a pail at his side, and you see him pull out what looks like an arm, and just starts biting into it and chewing on it.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Are you doing it? Is that what you're doing?
Bleeding hell, why did I join this? Why did I decide this was my job? Why did I decide that this is what I want to do with my life? I just wanted to play with Ghost Rock. I just wanted to build some shit.
Hey, Pa! I'm gonna yell out. Why don't you come out with your hands up, and we might let you unlive for a while longer.
Oh, Milford says, no, there's no need for threats.
This isn't a threat. It's a promise.
Well, ain't that just a... All right. He says, he looks down at his dogs. He's like, all right, boys, go ahead and run this posse off before they cause us any more trouble.
Don't make me kill the animals. I like animals.
The three dogs turn to you, and you remember the scene. You see like a wispy smoke coming out of Milford and flowing into the dogs. And you remember the scene in the movie It, when the wolves they had?
No, I don't remember any scenes from any movies from any clowns. I don't fucks with that.
I'm sorry,
shit.
not It. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. So
yeah.
when the wolves like start shifting and shaking, and like their head, the skin pulls back, and like other things start emerging out of their mouths and whatnot. And the three dogs transform.
Bleeding hell.
Transform?
Into...
What the?
They're not that big. Oh God, they are big.
So there was two smaller dogs.
And one bigger dog.
And one bigger dog. The one on the porch turns into something the size of one of your horses. And the other ones, you see what looks like glowing blood dripping from their maws as their skulls enlarge and deform and their eyes begin to glow red. And that's where we're going to end for the week.
Put
What?
Betsy away.
Sassy was over here already, like with her arms up.
I throw it. There's dynamite midair.
And NC.
Good game, everyone.
That was awesome. I like
Tune
it.
in next time for.
I'll read up on a few more of the mechanical rules to help us.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I studied the book a bit, but in between sessions, I kind of forgot a few things, especially in the combat section. So that's okay. It'll take us a little time to get everything done.
That's kind of what happened with me, which is why I was like, I know there was something about unstable, or there's something about reach, or there was something about.
And as soon as you said it, that's why I wrote it down, because I'm like, yeah, that sounds really familiar.
Evan's currently having an existential crisis about this whole adventuring thing. she's not having a good time.
That was
Why?
fun. I like it.